Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another set opening. This time we have Sword and Shield Rebel Clash, the first non-base expansion of the Sword and Shield block. I'm Evan. With us we have Kenny Pacala, Mike Gibbs. Mike, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself real quick for the people?
Hi, I'm Mike. I play Pokemon in Michigan. I'm part of Orange Dragon Gaming, and I'm here to talk about Rebel Clash.
Maybe list off a couple of accomplishments that you've done in the last couple seasons.
Um, Day two Denver, Day two Madison. Lost and win in for Day two of Worlds. Um, 3 League Cup wins, and yeah, 10th place at Origins, I guess. That's...
Good stuff, good stuff. And Kenny, why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
My name is Kenny. Again, I'm 18. Accomplishments have been sort of irrelevant, but I made it to Worlds in 2016. But I consistently cups. Taking it a little easy with the cups, but I got top 256 at any 2 years in a row.
Kenny, when you get a chance, do me a favor, double check your connection. You were a little cutting in and out there. So anyway, so in this set we have what, like 12 Pokemon V and like 8 V Maxes or something crazy like that?
Yeah.
Like this set just seems to be stacked up with lots of cards. Most of which we will spend some amount of time discussing, especially the trainer cards. I think that some of the trainer cards in this set are very, very interesting. Not to say the least about Boss's Orders, which I've been craving for a Lysander reprint for a while now. As much as Guzma was good, I've been missing Lysander, something fierce.
Yeah, Boston Orders and Scoop Up Net are like two of the best cards in the set.
Yeah, Scoop Up Net could be absolutely stupid and expanded. Alright, here we go. Pack number 1. We got a white code. Doesn't look like anything too interesting there. Bunch of commons. Palo Sand, no good. The Pelipper doesn't look very good. We got a Milo. Discard 2, draw 2 cards for each you discarded. That's not very exciting. The Seismitoad is semi-interesting, but it's a stage 2. 120 plus 120 if your opponent's Pokemon's confused. That's going to be enough damage to take care of some Vs. Not some VMAXs, but some Vs. And then we did get a hit in the first box, Pinchurin and V. We have an ability on Pinchurin. Who's staticky? One of the two of you is staticky right now. Anyway, Pinchurin's got the ability, if this Pokemon is in the active spot and it's damaged, even if it's knocked out, flip 3 coins, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon for each heads. Well, that's kind of fun.
It could be used in like a Behem style deck that didn't show up in the second Limitless qualifier, or it could be used in some.
Oh yeah, it could be a wall type Pokemon where it's just there to kind of help your math out in a kind of goofy way.
The problem I have with that now is because Boss Command does exist, the walls don't exactly work as much as they used to, and you could just as easily flip 3 tails to prize.
This is also true. That's the beauty of that's both the beauty and the trouble with coin flips.
Yeah, ask Will.
No kidding.
Will get the first heads right.
Yeah.
No, it won't, because it's only attacks on your turn, or coin flips on your turn.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately Will does not help out. We did score another white code, so 2 white codes in a row.
Also, I wanted to clarify something. Evan, it's Pincurchin.
It's Pincurchin? Okay.
Pincurchin.
See, we're learning something new every day. We got a reverse Pelipper. We got the Curse Shovel, and we got the reprint of Tool Scrapper as well. Tool Scrapper, as some of us may remember, it was from Dragons Exalted. They printed it just because Garbodor got printed, and you needed a way to remove tools with items. So now we have this back in the format after what did we have in Guardians Rising? That was
Field Blower.
Field Blower. That's right. We had Field Blower that took care of tools, but then we didn't have anything. So
yeah,
we had
we didn't have anything between like Tool Scrapper to Field Blow other than like a random Eradicate or like a Beedrill EX.
We had a Beedrill and Starling Megaphone.
yeah, we had
we had
Beedrill starting the
Starling.
megaphone. We had that Rattata from XY Evolutions. Come on now.
Yes.
Hey, everybody had to
Now-
play. Everybody was playing that Rattata at one point in time,
Now we have Scoop Up Net.
Now we have
like,
Scoop Up
about
Net.
5 years too short.
right? And then Curse Shovel is a fun new tool card for mill decks. If this Pokemon is attached to is knocked out, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. That's kind of fun. And then we pulled Rillaboom V. I know Rillaboom VMAX is getting a lot of hype. This Rillaboom V, can't say I'm super familiar. Forest V, search your deck for two basic grass Pokemon, put them onto your bench, and then you, for 3 grass and colors, do 220 and 30 to yourself. So, kind of underwhelming attacks, but that's what we kind of expect from most Pokemon V that aren't evolving into VMAX, that aren't VMAXs yet.
What's pretty upsetting to me about that is they literally printed promos for Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon 2 months ago or so, maybe a little earlier than that. They just put them the same set, same everything on it. But when I was testing Rillaboom VMAX for Rebel Clash format, so like next format,
So,
it was
team up on next
pretty
format?
good. Huh?
Like team up on, or just
No. This
the
one.
format that's legal in like 5 days?
Yeah. My bad.
Okay, I got you.
It was performing pretty well. The Turf Field plus Skyla combo I felt like was probably the strongest build for Rillaboom. The sheer fact that the Energy Recycler is still in the format kind of makes that deck come together really well.
Alright, so nothing too exciting in this set. We got the Butterfree, which does like 3 status conditions and 30 damage, but it's a stage 2, so it sucks. And then we got the Scoop Up Net, which we were talking about before. It allows you to put one Pokemon that is not a V or a G Max into your hand. And correct me if I'm wrong, that also applies to V Max because they are still Pokemon V.
Yes.
Okay, so
Thankfully.
yeah, thankfully. So it allows you to pick up basically Pokemon EX and just Pokemon. So in Expanded, it has a treasure trove of capabilities where you can combo with stupid stuff like Zubats and Golbats and Crobats, Shaman EX, any number of different things that it can combo with that have abilities that fire when you play them down onto the board.
Yeah, like the Mewtwo that style play where you can put a supporter on top of your deck.
Oh
You
yes,
can reuse that
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
times. Yeah,
that's like Unified Minds Mewtwo, right? Baby Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put
Yeah,
a supporter from your discard on top of your deck. So that thing might be every bit as useful as the Eldegoss V that's in this set.
Yeah, something else important is what is it? Oh, skateboard is rotating soon, so this could be a new option for Jirachi in order to retreat, since you don't have as many switching options other than just switch yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
well, the skateboard's going to retreat because Ultra Prism's the oldest set in the current rotation, so it's going to go. So Jirachi will need some other way to move, unless you're just going to play switches and reduce your counts of Jirachi, which therefore make Jirachi not as useful. All right,
I mean, there's
so
Valiant and Galarian Rapidash, but that's other things.
yeah, but that's for other stuff. So
Yeah.
So we got a Barbarical, which is garbage. P-Dove Reverse, Kenny, I know you want it.
I really do.
And then we got the Nugget. You can play this card if you draw it from your deck at the start of your turn before you put it in your hand, and then you draw 3 cards. I can see this being used in a Macargo type of deck because you could put it on top of your deck at the end of your turn, but then you're also assuming that your opponent's not going to shuffle your deck. So I just don't know how useful something like that could be.
No joke, Evan. I was trying to make Unpheasant work for this. It's actually not that bad. Just it gets demolished by Dragapult.
Doesn't everything that's kind of small get demolished by Dragapult?
Spirit Tomb with a Hustle Belt doesn't.
Because it resists?
Well, no, because you go Building Spite, Ominous Posture, Rainbow Energy, Hustle Belt, and that's 320.
Okay.
Yeah, you can technically pull it off in one turn with Building Spite. Yeah. Wait, I
So
can't wait to
good.
pull it off. Like, it's so good.
All right, so we got the first rare foil in Colossal, which has a really interesting ability.
Good.
Once per turn, you may attach a fire, a fighting, or one each from your discard pile to your Pokemon any way you like, that ability could be stupid. Because
Okay,
you're
so
telling
I'm
me you could
testing
attach fire and a fighting energy to your Pokemon in any way you like. You could have so many different options going for you.
I'm testing that with Sandaconda V right now with like Ninetales V, and it's so good. It's like Vika Bulu in disguise, except you have more toys like Martial Arts Dojo, which even Ninetales V. It's so good.
Yeah, because martial arts dojo, your only requirement is having a fighting energy attached to a non-ultra beast, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right.
It's so good.
Yeah. So I mean, Colossus attack is very underwhelming for the cost, but the ability is so darn good. And then
You
the
use it with Sandaconda. So good.
right.
You one shot an AVP.
And then the other fun card in this pack was the Galar Mine Stadium card, where it increases the retreat cost of both active Pokemon by 2 stars. So, can you say your new favorite stadium for control decks?
I don't play it in my control decks.
I think I could find a home in decks that don't naturally have a stadium card. Like Dragapult, I could see some people trying to run that just to like, I don't know, buy a turn and like play a reset stamp.
Try to trap something
Right.
mini active a little bit so they can spread a little bit more to set their math up.
Yeah.
Especially
But
if the format's going to go heavy VMAX. Dragon Ball VMAX do like 130
Yeah.
with spread. So, I mean, you're not going to one shot. You're not even going to two shot a VMAX. So, if you can get that thing to sit up there for 3 turns, it's not bad.
Spirit.
And then Meowth has an ability. You must discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Berserker, reveal it, put it into your hand. So it's an Ultra Ball as an ability. I don't know, but it's an Ultra Ball for a Berserker, which could be useful, I suppose.
The Berserker's really good. I could see it seeing play more so post rotation than this set.
I don't know. I like the tanky build from what I've been testing from Metal. But Metal, the one you could easily run Galarian, but I feel like that just, especially if you're playing Copperage.
All right, doesn't look like we got a lot in this pack. We got another Seismitoad, but we did get we got the Speed Energy, the new Lightning Energy. When you attach it to a Pokemon, so it's not like the old special energies from the XY era where they had to be attached to their type specific Pokemon. So Speed Energy, as long as it's attached to a Pokemon, provides 1 Lightning Energy. When you attach it to your hand to a Lightning Pokemon, you draw 2 cards. So you only get the bonus effect if it's attached goes to a Lightning Pokemon, but it's still useful on all Pokemon that you control, which is kind of nice because it's unlike a lot of special energies where you'd get scared to play them down or play them on Tech Pokemon because they might not have any value. Speed Energy is going to be really good.
Really good in like
Just
Pika.
what?
Yeah, it's good for Pika, Boltund, all that stuff. Toxicity. How do you say that one?
You got it right, I think.
Did I?
Toxtricity.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take your guys' word for it because I have no idea what I just said. I'll make more sense of it when I got one in front of me. I got enough packs to get through. Toxicity.
How I feel with the Speed Lightning Energy is, we just lost a ton of support for Lightning, so there might need to be one pushed out. Yeah, it's good for, but now the damage buffers that Lightning they had are now gone.
Speaking of Toxicity, just pulled the reverse of it. Sonya is one of the new cards that I'm actually very excited for. Supporter, you search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon or 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle your deck. I think that is a very, very nice supporter card to have available to us in the format we're going into.
And Phalanx.
Yeah, for Phalanx especially. That's going to be a great card. And speaking of Phalanx, look what I pulled in that pack. Phalanx V. So for each Phalanx that you have on the board, all your Phalanx take 20 less damage from your opponent's attacks. So Phalanx V counts as a Phalanx, correct?
Yes.
So theoretically, you can reduce your damage by 80 incoming.
And then have a big charm.
And then you have a big charm. So effectively, in order to try to one-shot a Phalanx V to get 2 prizes, you got to find a way to smash 270 damage.
Why 270?
Because you're at 160 plus 80, that gets you to 240 plus 30 from the big charm is 270.
Why are you attacking?
You cut out there, Kenny.
Why are you attacking with the V instead?
Instead of the small one.
Yeah.
Because I haven't
you-
seen the
that's-
small one yet, so I'm not 100% sure what it does yet.
Oh, you're.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get to the small guy. But
Yeah, the small
I
guy
imagine
will
it's
appear.
all pretty small.
The small guy will appear. I have no doubt about that.
If you don't pull the small guy in 4 boxes, I don't know what's going on.
Right?
You're not wrong.
Hey, Kenny, in Discord, go to settings. Go to voice and video, then lower your input sensitivity.
Yeah, because it's cutting out on you a little bit here and there. And I
Yeah.
think it's just because you got the
What am I doing?
sensitivity turned down.
What am I clicking?
Settings at the bottom on left.
Like there's a gear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on his phone. It could be different.
Okay.
Then voice and video. And then lower your input sensitivity. It should be a bar. Alright. Anyways, what do we have out of this pack?
All right, so in this pack, your random commons, nothing too exciting there. We got a Tranquil, we got another Nugget. We got a Reverse Burning Scarf, new tool card for fire types. If the fire type Pokemon this card's attached to, or if it's in the active spot, is damaged by an attack, by an opponent's attack rather, that opposing Pokemon is now burned. That's pretty solid because burn is still a decent status condition, or I should say now it's a decent status condition since they changed the rules when Sun and Moon came out. So it's at least all right. You know, if you got a free spot in a fire deck, I see that working out pretty good. Or if you're in a fire deck and you need to find a way to manufacture 20 damage, I could see that being useful. And then the evil card, Horror Energy. It's a special psychic energy. If it's attached to a psychic Pokemon and it's damaged by an opponent's attack, you get to drop 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. That's pretty darn good.
It's really good in Dragapult, and that's all I could think of.
Say
I don't mean
Dragapult,
to,
anything Malamar. I mean, just anything to get extra damage on the board. It's useful. I see.
I don't mean to interrupt or anything, but I just realized by looking at the chat, Joshua.
Yeah, Josh, come on, get in here. You're more than welcome to join us.
I kept my mic off because I didn't know if I was allowed.
Oh yeah, you're always allowed. We want to welcome Joshua Sutherland to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. How you
Hello.
doing? How's Kentucky doing right now?
Better, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up.
Fair enough. Well, why don't you introduce yourself to the people real quick, if anybody's watching.
Hey guys, I am Joshua Sutherland, and I have 3 day 2s this past season in at regionals, and I'm 29th in North America with 618 CP.
Let's go.
Yeah, Josh is kind of the man. So then we got. Can't tell. Is this full art? No, it's the regular. It's the regular Malamar VMAX. Very powerful tech. Max Jammer, 2 darks, a colorless, does 180 damage. And your opponent reveals their hand. You get to pick a card from there and put it at the bottom of their deck. I see that being immensely fun and annoying to play. I can see Brad Fishwick playing this in a deck tomorrow if he had them.
ADP Malamar VMAX, go.
Okay, not everything needs ADP, does it?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only way to accelerate energy.
It's a very Brad deck.
I mean, it totally would be.
Brad!
Brad.
With the beard.
The beard.
And so I like Malamar VMAX. I thought that was a very, very cool print of a card. That and it's got 310 HP. There's not a ton of. I mean, grass Pokemon are now going to be a thing, just because they've printed them and they're actually, I don't know, useful for hitting weakness against things for a little bit. Especially because they switch all the type weaknesses around. So I think that'll be kind of interesting to see how some of this new stuff gets counteracted just by the type switching up that they did when they released Sword and Shield. All right. Okay, does
Okay.
anybody know why they haven't printed a Kadabra in since I was a kid?
Okay, so it's because of a lawsuit. That's why. There was a lawsuit within Abracadabra and Alakazam, so they're not allowed to print Alakazam cards.
Well, they printed Alakazam and Fates Collide. I haven't seen a Kadabra or an Abra in forever.
It's typically just
That's what I'm
Kadabra.
saying. Is it? Like, I remember reading
Yeah.
about a lawsuit with Kadabra and Abra. It could be that.
No. So it's just Kadabra because that was like the guy's name, but Alakazam and Kadabra and Abra are like not subject to that. So just Kadabra,
That's hilarious.
because of the card Dark Kadabra, he didn't like his name be associated with Dark.
And he won that lawsuit, or at least
Yeah.
enforced enough legal action upon Pokemon to not have to.
Yeah.
That's so goofy.
Yeah, and it in like a 4th gen set, they had an Abra that evolved straight into Alakazam, and they never printed Kadabra. So
Okay.
that's the last time they printed
Whoa.
an Abra into Kadabra,
Wow,
without it being a special card.
that's funny. We hit
Alright,
two
Mike.
supporters.
Did you say turn down the input volume?
Input sensitivity is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Pivot.
So we hit two supporters in this one. Reprint of Skylift from Boundaries Crossed, and I want to say Fates Collide, but I could be wrong on that one. It's a supporter that grabs any trainer out of your deck. And then we got Dan, which is a brand new card. Draw 2 cards, play rock, paper, scissors. If you win, draw 2 more cards. Oh, so your opponent doesn't get to draw any cards off it, but still, anytime that rock, paper, scissors is involved, I'm not a fan of it.
Dan.
I mean, Dan's got a sweet mustache, but that's about it.
You're not wrong.
So I can't grow a mustache like that. I can't even grow facial hair that looks any kind of decent.
Dan would have been so fun at pre-releases.
Oh yeah, Dan would make a great pre-release card.
You just yell at Dan to play rock, paper, scissors in the middle of the round.
But what about the Dan that we know? If we start staring at his face too much, we're like, no, I've played the card Dan.
Kind of like breakthrough with the judge issue.
Right. All right, so we got another nugget. Lampent's got an ability. If you drew this Pokemon, you can put it straight onto your bench. That's interesting. That could be used for some stuff. Training Court. Once during each player's turn, that player may put a basic energy from the discard pile into their hand. Also not a bad stadium card. And then we got the Ice Cube. If this Pokemon has full HP, it takes 60 less damage from attacks. And it has a prototypical Blizzard attack where it does a nice chunk of damage and spreads all over the place.
I want that, but it's
So, I mean, just okay. Training Court's interesting. Lampent having the that top entry ability is also interesting as well. There's going to be a way to abuse that in the near future. Just not sure what it is. It could combo with that isn't there a Chandelure that you get to toss fire Pokemon or something like that from your deck?
yeah. You look at the top 7 cards, and each fire Pokemon you toss, it does it on the damage.
Kenny, I think you need to get closer to your mic too.
Oh yeah. The Chandelure, you discard the top 7 cards of your deck, and for each fire Pokemon you flip over and bench, you do a significant amount of damage.
So
Pretty sure it's top 6 and 10 plus 60 if I remember correctly, or 10 plus 50.
I'm going to go with Josh on that one. He seems more confident in his thought process.
I can double
Yeah.
check, but I'm pretty sure that's what
No,
it is.
Josh is right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And
I
you
just
don't
don't
have
remember.
to bench a Pokemon. It's for how many Pokemon you discard.
Oh,
Give
is
you damage,
it?
Then you choose the bench.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's the baby phalanx that we were talking about earlier. See, I knew we would get to it. We just had to be patient, right? 2 attacks, call for family, search for 2 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench. So that's a really nice, cheap, easy way to get a couple extra phalanx onto your board. And then team attack for 2 colorless energies, 30 times the number of Pokemon that have phalanx in their name. So we're talking
Simeon.
It's Passimian all over again. It's just
Yes.
a defensive
So,
version of
lot
Passimian.
better.
Yeah. The only issue is it doesn't have the Passimian from Ultra Prism.
Yeah, it doesn't have the one that buffs other Passimians.
But it does have the ability to have 6 in play, so I can see it as a pretty decent 2-shotting deck.
Absolutely.
That I kind of want to experiment.
And then we
What's
also
the math
pulled
behind that?
the twin energy in this pack to go with that phalanx, so it's double colorless energy if it's not attached to a V or a GX. So that gives some decks like Lost March, Phalanx, stuff like that a little more of a big way to counterpunch and a way to keep up and to kind of open up some creativity, in my opinion.
So what's the math behind Phalanx? You can hit up to 150, but then you tank up to 110 with the big charm?
You tank 80 with the abilities from the Phalanx V, but then you can get 30 extra HP with the big charm.
So it has 200 HP.
Effectively.
Sheet.
Yeah, and you only get 1 prize after you kill it. So that's got to be fun for someone to deal with, right?
I
Not
imagine
with
that.
Dragapult.
I think that the best way to run it is like just have a 170 HP attacker in the active and play a ton of hand disruption to make sure you don't pull off Malawanas.
Who's playing Malo and Lana?
Some decks could potentially play it. If I don't know the format, or nobody knows like what the format will revolve around, and if Malawana is the correct play.
I'm watching it carefully.
But I think Malo and Lana could be played in result of Dragapult.
Yeah, my list plays
Yeah,
one.
it would. I mean, or because we don't have like fresh water set or something of that ilk to help us out for the time being. All right, we got
You
a
have Sky
Luxio.
Killer.
Okay, so I guess top entry is a new ability that they're just kind of putting on all sorts of different Pokemon in the set, where if you draw it at the beginning of your turn, you get to drop it right onto your bench if you have room. And I don't mind that. That's an interesting way to allow for certain Stage 2 decks to have a theoretically quicker way to go about their business.
Yeah, I believe it's Lombre, Luxio, and Lampent.
Then we got Oleana. You can play this card if you discard 2 cards from your hand. Your opponent reveals their hand. You get to put a trainer card you find there at the bottom of their deck. That is a very
Rad.
fun, specific Brad card right there.
Rod! Malamar!
And then we also got the new Garb. If there is a stadium in play, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. That is incredibly powerful for Stage 1.
To an extent.
To me,
It's a good process card.
I think it's real solid. I've always been a kind of a Garbodor slappy anyway, and this is just another one to play around with that you can have some fun because that's 20 extra damage in between turns when it's all said and
I
done.
know there was a deck that a couple of us were working on where it revolved around Garbodor and Kartana, where you poison your opponent's active and then you use Kartana to false it down to HP left, and then you Beast Ring onto the Kartana.
Okay, so it's basically like a Eradicate deck from Boundaries Crossed era.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's Eradicate.
Just conducting your business in a slightly different manner.
Yeah, because you have Beast Rings.
Yup.
And Twin. Ooh,
All right.
it's pretty fun.
So Wish Cash is horrible.
Correct.
All right, now you're gonna talk about it. We got another Burning Scarf, but we did get Duraludon.
Duraludon or Duraludon.
We got the Metal Dragon thingy. It has
So good.
It has basically it's a Yveltal's Oblivion Wing for a colorless energy where you get to recycle a metal energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. You do 30 damage. It's not bad for what it is. I can see that making its way as a one of in any kind of metal deck.
It's really good in Camparaja for beating Control, because they need to hammer it every turn, and every time you do that, you just give them energies.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they just
Since it's anywhere, you can just stack it onto a Duraludon.
Yep. And you just sit there and you just metal sharpener all day long until the game's over.
110.
Pretty much.
So good.
So not a whole lot there. Even less there. Probopass.
Robopass ADP.
Not everything goes with ADP. But the attack is interesting. 10 plus 30 for each star in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. That could do some nice chip damage here and there. But I'd like it a lot more if it was a basic. Then we got a reverse Galarian Mr. Mime, which is not fun.
I'm gonna watch the chat.
Yeah, somebody should do that because I can't.
Yeah.
Because I'm
It's
turned
okay.
one way, I got the table set up the other way. The monitor with the stream on it's like basically completely behind me, so I got no chance.
Here's a chat question. What are all yours? What's your favorite card coming out of this set, or what do you think is the most competitive card coming out of this set?
Ooh. I mean, Dragapult VMAX is unbelievably good. That is a really good card. I've been a big fan of Boltund V since I saw the sneak peeks of it when it leaked on Pokebeach and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The more I've been thinking about Phalanx the last couple of days, I think that's a really, really fun card. I don't think it's the best card or the most competitive, but Phalanx is just a really cool design of a Pokemon. It totally reminds me of, like, you guys seen the movie 300?
I have.
It totally gives me, this is
About-
Sparta vibes, and I dig that.
What I like, this is more of an underrated pick. I don't think think this is my favorite. I like Clefable because what you can do is, and I think it's on the screen right now,
It is.
where you use Clefable's ability to stick an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon on the top of their deck, and then you just go Balelba, and then they lose their energy, and then you scoop up net, have a second Clefairy on the board, and you just keep doing that every single turn in a mill deck.
Oh, that is hilarious.
I'm literally testing that right now, and it's so good. It's so good.
That sounds like fun.
Against ADP, you just clap. They will never get off an altered creation.
No, they won't, because he'll just keep moving that energy and just knocking it off.
You're like Clefable, scoop up net, resource management, Balelba.
My favorite card is just probably Turffield, honestly.
Turffield's so underrated.
Turffield, search your deck for any evolution grass type. Pretty decent, and
Well-
it can be used in like cube format also, which is something I'm into. So,
Yeah, that's true. Mike, you are a fan of that.
very large fan of that.
Barraskewda. Discard 2 water energy cards from your hand. If you don't, this attack does nothing. This pack was complete bupkis.
Let's go.
Hey, we're going to get those cards, right? When you have a set that has a minimum of 192 cards in it, plus probably 20 some odd secret rares, you're going to get some packs where you just don't get anything of use whatsoever.
What do you think I just ordered singles?
Well, some
You
of us,
couldn't get quality content out of singles.
you cannot.
I
We got a
mean, Team Bishop
Ludicolo,
is good.
which is 60 times 60 for each prize card you have taken for a double colorless. That's not terrible, but you got to set the sucker up. And then we got another speed energy.
You say that, but the Lombre has that top century ability.
Right, so you could theoretically get it into play relatively easily. Well, actually, you combo the Lombre with Turffield, and bada boom, you have your Ludicolo.
Yeah.
That's your finisher.
Mom, man, we broke the format.
No, we just found a combo that definitely makes sense. That's all.
Oh. Same
Well,
thing.
we're giving free leaks too. Wow. Okay.
Dude, we do it all here at Orange Dragon Gaming.
Bro, no leaks.
The
on,
leaks.
Scale on, man.
Morpeko, no good.
Hell,
Heatmore, not so good. Ninetales. Hex is always an interesting attack. It just never seems to pan out as good as I'd like it to go. There was a Hex on a different Ninetales, I want to say, in Dragon's Exalted, that did like 10 plus 50 for each special condition the opponent's active Pokemon was affected by. But that's not what we have now. We got another Colossal, we got another Scoop Up Net, so at least we're getting some good staples here.
I'm gonna try to make a list of scoop up net things.
Somebody tell Dart what we're doing. He's in the chat and he's wondering what's going on.
Are you kidding me?
No. I'm just guessing that's Dart. I'm pretty sure it is.
It is.
All right. Oh, here's that unpheasant you were talking about there, Kenny.
It's no, that's not the right one. I'm talking about the downburst one.
Oh, the
Beat
one
up
where
just
you
makes it a little
shuffle all the cards attached to the Pokemon?
Yeah, the P-Duff just makes it a little more viable.
Gotcha. Right. Alright, so, and then we also got the other special energy in this set. I think there's only 4, right? There's Mystery, Twin, or not Mystery, Horror, Twin, Speed, and then Capture Energy. Capture
As
Energy.
of right now, yes.
Capture Energy, when you attach this card from your hand to a Pokemon, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, and put it on your bench. It's a very Diamond Pearl-esque card, where it's an energy that
Correct.
has such an effect like that. It's interesting. I like that they're bringing concepts like that back into the game.
Call Energy was really good back then. It was run as, what, a 3 of in some decks? So I feel like with Capture Energy not being able to end your turn, it's just really strong.
Correct. It's, Call Energy was, I think Call Energy, you got to pick any Pokemon out of your deck, but your turn ended.
Yeah, you have to pick 2 basic.
It was any 2.
Okay.
But Call Energy had to be attached to your active. Capture Energy could be attached anywhere, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct. So there's that Lombre we were talking about with the top entry ability. And we also got the Turffield Stadium that we've been chatting about. So once during your turn, each player may search the deck for an evolution grass Pokemon, reveal it, put it in their hand, shuffle the deck. And we also got the Appleton. Appleton is by far my favorite new Pokemon in Sword and Shield because it's a frickin' apple pie dragon. What more do you want? Right?
There's a lot of inappropriate things
Of course there are, but we're not going to talk about those right now. So, Delicious Aroma. Once per turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, you switch your opponent's active Pokemon with one on their bench. That is a very nice ability to have on a stage 1 because it doesn't cost energy. It can be splashed into anything. I can see that being played in a number of different things. Plus, it's searchable with Turf Field, so if grass Pokemon and grass decks start being big, that's free search.
The only problem I have with it is, in the one deck that it could be viable in is Flapple, and you don't really need to pull anything up in that deck since you just snipe everything. Not to mention the hinder of the Pokemon having to be a basic also sucks along with the coin flip.
Right. Doesn't Flapple, when you evolve into it, does it discard energy? I'm trying to remember what
No.
it does.
The ability is when you evolve, once during your turn, if Flapple's on the board, you, it's essentially Feather Arrow, but then you shuffle it back into your deck.
Okay, that's alright. Can work with that.
So, yeah, you just put down the Flapple, do 20 damage, and then shuffle that and Applin back into your deck.
Alright.
I'll talk about like other stuff when that we can pull that card.
Yeah, okay. We got another Ice Cube in that one, so nothing too exciting. Pokeball got reprinted. Whoop-de-frickin' do.
Let's go.
It's well, like, give me basically a Master Ball.
We don't have Ace-Specs in the format. Come on, that hasn't been around for 6 years. How long's Black and White been gone?
2015, yeah.
For 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a few minutes.
Let's go.
Tranquils. Got a Snorlax, which is absolute hot garbage.
I think
Doublade.
Ace got printed in 2013. That's a long time ago.
We got another Nugget, and we got another Horror Energy. Oh yeah, so then we were just talking about Appleton's my favorite Pokemon from Sword and Shield. Aegislash was my favorite Pokemon, hands down, no questions asked, of the XY series of Pokemon.
I can tell seeing how your profile picture is an Aegislash.
Yep, that is correct.
Hey, hold up, Kenny, did you say Aegislash?
Yeah, that's how it was pronounced in the anime. It was Aegislash.
Aegislash.
It's Aegislash, man. Aegis, like this. Oh, whose shield was it? Was it Perseus' shield? Was Aegis?
Just know because people say Aegislash. That's it.
Alright, I'm chewing out my locals. They proved me wrong.
So I dropped a host on your stream, by the way, guys.
Oh, thank you,
I
Josh.
saw
Appreciate
that.
that.
Thanks, Josh.
Appreciate that.
There's
Toxicity.
like
20
quite a few
damage to
people
each your
watching.
opponent's Pokemon. Active Pokemon's not poisoned. That's not bad for a lightning energy. 20 snipe and then poison.
No, I think it's really strong. Mew's still in format though, and the fact that it's a stage 1 is kind of mediocre at best, but I can see it fitting somewhere.
Absolutely. For 1 energy, that's a really nice attack.
Not to mention Lele's rotating, but like that doesn't mean people won't find a way to like perhaps use it with bead. So
Bead?
yeah, like you bead the fairy energy and then you attach it so you get immediate magical swap.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought we were going back to the bead as in BD, the supporter card. I'm like, that doesn't have anything to do with damage swap. What are you talking about right now?
That is the supporter card I'm talking about. It's bead.
It's not bead. We got the
It was
trainer.
pronounced that.
We got Curse Level, another Tool Scrapper, a Reverse Durant. Is this Durant good? Because they seem to print a lot of good Durants.
It is in Mike's cube.
For each energy attached to this Pokemon, search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, put it into your hand. That could be really fun for, I don't know what you'd do with it, but I could see that attack being abused in some way, shape, or form.
It could be funny in Mildex to where you attach a twin energy and grab a Curse Shovel and a Quick Ball or something.
Yeah, but what does that accomplish?
For nothing.
Okay, that's what I thought. But the prize of that pack, full art boss's orders. So this is the
Let's go.
That's the full art. That's the Lysander reprint that I've been waiting for. It's a supporter. You straight up switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. Thus, you get to pick and choose what you want to kill and when. That is always a fun thing for me to do.
Lysander all over again.
Lysander all
That
over
looks-
again.
Looks like I
got
know where I'm
BSD
going.
Can we have have we talked about Eldegoss yet?
Haven't come across it yet. We mentioned it, but we haven't discussed it yet.
That's basically versus Seeker.
Yeah, so
Pokemon.
Eldegoss V is a grass-type Pokemon V that when you drop it onto your bench, you get to grab a supporter card out of this card pile and put it in your hand.
Pretty nice.
That's his order.
I mean, I prefer Mewtwo only because it's a single prize attacker and you can pull up some wicked combos like when I was testing Dracopult against Mill earlier, I Marnied via Scoop Up Net and Mewtwo up to 8 times in one game. It was absolutely disgusting.
That is a lot of scooping up.
That's a busted game right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say Mill didn't work very well when that happened.
Eldegoss makes Mill less viable in the fact that he can gust more than 4 times, or gust a lot more times.
Yeah, that you don't have to like go for like double custom catcher and then quad Pokemon catcher plays. You actually have something that you can theoretically recycle.
Well, no,
Yeah.
what you do is you put down the Galar Mine, and then you boss command that thing up, and then when they go to attach energy, you use Clefable and just lock it. They can't do anything.
Another
It also-
very exciting pack.
It also turns a lot of quick ball plays into game-winning plays at the end.
Dracopult is a bad deck, someone said in the comments. I think it's overhyped personally, but there's undeniable, like, proof that deck.
I think it's too techable for ADP for it to become BDIF.
Correct.
But
I think ADP is just still the king of decks, to be honest. Like, it just has the most well-rounded matchups out of any deck.
ADP is the epitome of a deck that if it does what it wants to do, it's going to win far more often than not.
Correct.
If you go turn 2 Altered Creation, turn 3 Ultimate Ray, if you score a knockout with that first Ultimate Ray of the game, you are going to win, I swear, 95% of the time.
You have to
Yeah.
do 280 turn 2, otherwise you lose in this format.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If you're able to get that Ultimate Ray knockout right away, that is such a huge upswing because now you have this big beefy thing in the active, and then you have that Zacian powered up on the bench waiting to smoke whatever comes up next.
Yeah, spoiler alert, I'm playing ADP for a tournament this weekend, so I want to win.
That's not Blounce.
Toxicity is bad.
That's not Blounce. Josh, what are you doing?
It's not Blounce. Blounce is bad.
All right,
But
so
no, it's pretty fun. I was having this discussion with a player named Nathan Elsenson a couple days ago. They literally printed ADP in a set to where the next set they eliminate the only weakness for it. And if there was a competitive fairy type, they just eliminated that weakness with Zos. So
I mean, yeah, there's no doubt that Pokemon definitely does stuff like that from time to time.
Like Zero Aura and Pikachu.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah. Oh, there's a Flapple on the screen.
Claw-Undertaker says ADP is garbage too.
I saw.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Claw-Undertaker. Stop
He's
trolling.
trolling. He's
Yeah, it's-
trolling.
Because it's good. We did
I
double
read that
Medicham
too.
in that pack. That's interesting. Got a reverse and a regular, although they're not any good. But we got an Inteleon V. For 1 water, we're
Yeah.
doing 40 damage to one of our opponent's Pokemon. And then for 2 water and a colorless, we're doing 130, and we get to look at our opponent's hand. So that's not terrible, but correct me if I'm wrong, the VMAX does like 60 for 1 water energy as a snipe.
It does 160, 60 snipe.
That's a very, very strong attack.
And
It's
then the
for
first
multiple
attack,
energy.
I believe the first attack for a single water is Yell Grunt. So
Still good. Still good. So we've only got the 1 VMAX, but we've got the boss's orders full art, which just looks sick. For those of us who haven't seen that yet,
Just leave that there the whole stream.
I think I'm going to because that card just looks awesome. Actually, I think I'm going to move it over there so that way I can keep doing my business as I was. Alchemy, Hattrem, Karkle, and a Turf Field, and a Reverse Beware. Is it me or is Beware one of those Pokemon that seems like it shouldn't be that good, but then you run up against it in the video game and you're like, oh, this thing learns a lot of really good tech moves to deal with anything that you're going to throw at it.
correct.
Not that I claim to be an expert on the video game, but it seems like Beware. Beware is like, and this is going to be rolling back so far, nobody's going to get the reference. Like Madden 2004, 2005, 2006, there was a running back for the San Francisco 49ers. His name was Kevin Barlow. He was a nothing guy. He wasn't an even good player, but he's always active whenever I played the 49ers in Madden. And I swear, every single time he would run for 250 yards and 3 freaking touchdowns against me. Couldn't stop him. But Beware is like
That
my
must have
Kevin
been a
Bond.
legend.
So we hit a Skyla on that one. And we got another Pokemon V. This time it's Double LV.
Very
Ability,
good V.
Double V ability takes 30 less damage from attacks, and then it has a Revenge Blast attack where you do 120 plus 30 for each prize card your opponent has taken for 3 colorless energies. That's pretty darn solid. It's not
My
game
only
changing,
issue
but it's
with
pretty darn solid.
It's
My only
underrated.
issue with it is it is underrated to an extent, but I feel like if it had a good type, like if it was dark type or anything like that, then it would be just really good.
Oh yeah, if it had typing, because colorless isn't really a typing because you don't hit anything for weakness. At least not since
Yeah.
Diamond Pearl rotated around. So
That's the only thing that stopped me from playing the card in almost everything. I took it out of ADP because it just wasn't doing anything.
right.
It's potentially good in Browns. That's the only place I can see it.
Did you say it's good in Blounds?
Someone say Blowns.
That would be Mike Gibbs. He's in Jackson, Michigan right now. His address is...
Michigan. God.
Right on my way,
Shadow.
guys.
Alright, so Capacious Bucket. Switch your deck
That's
for
a
2
good
water
card.
energies, reveal them, put it in your hand. That seems pretty straightforward. That's good for water decks.
It's a professor's letter for water.
Well, we don't have Professor's Letter in the format, so for water decks, we'd take that all day long. Heck, I know you could put that into certain ADP builds.
Correct. Frostmoth ADP, let's go.
Yes.
How about
Turn one
no?
ultra mineral.
Indeed, I agree with Evan.
See, at least we have 50% of the people in this chat that have no idea what reality or sanity is, and then 50% of us that are just trying to be semi-rational.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Me and Kenny are very semi-rational.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, got a Burning Scarf. We got that. And then, boom, VMAX. 330
Whoa.
HP. That thing is a beast. Scratch for 50 damage for 1 energy. And then the attack that we actually like on it, 3 colorless, or 3 grass, 1 colorless, max beating, does 130 plus. You may discard up to 3 grass energy from this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 50 more for each card you discarded in this way. Rillaboom VMAX, that hits for 280 damage if you're able to toss 3 grass energies off of it. That's pretty darn solid.
You know what's funny though? Martial Arts Dojo plus Ninetales V with its first attack can kill it with max fall.
Yes, it certainly can. It
Well,
certainly can.
I learned my lesson.
And
I'll
hopefully-
give the unfun answer. I think why wouldn't you just run Bayou Bombs instead of Rillaboom? It does the same thing but better.
Cause don't you want to tell your opponent that you just beat him with a big gorilla?
So
yeah, but not if
Baby,
I'm going to give up 3 prizes at
Baby
a time.
Bonds wasn't good in this format, or is it better? I don't know.
Well, no, we're talking about whatever the format is. What is the format? It's oh my gosh.
Ultra Prism to Rebel Clash.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're currently Ultra Prism into Rebel Clash.
Ultra Prism, that's what it was. My bad. I've been testing the wrong format.
What have you been testing?
Post.
Oh, so you've been going team up odd?
Yeah. I
Okay.
stopped caring since there's no physical events.
Fair enough. We pulled the Galarian Mr. Mime here. Prevent all effects of opponent's attacks except damage done to your Pokemon have any energy attached. Those abilities haven't seemed to be very good since I've been playing the game since Black and White came out. They just haven't. They've been very, very fringe useful. The only thing that comes to mind is there was an Espeon in the
Yep,
Days of
that
Black
was
and White that allowed you to
Dark
kind of work
Explorers.
around Excelgor. That's the only thing I can think
Yeah.
of.
I was literally about to say that one. Espeon saw minor play to beat Excelgor, but even then it was... Espeon was anything. Now that Galarian Mr. Rhyme, you have to have an energy attached. That's what I hate about it, because if it didn't require that, it would be a good Dracopult Slayer, or
Correct.
a good way to stop Dracopult from doing its thing.
Correct. Because that 50 damage snipe is an effective an attack, so therefore you would be able to block it.
Correct. It's just... having the energy is just kind of low for it. I feel like that was unnecessary.
Right.
The hard counter for Dragon Pole comes next then. That's
Hey, Mike, you're a little
Yeah,
far
it's
away
going
from your
for it.
mic there, bud.
okay.
Gardevoir VMAX is the counter, bro. Get one shot.
So we got Aegis Slash in this one, Big Shield. All of your Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks, but you cannot apply more than one Big Shield at a time. Therefore, this card will never see play.
I mean, if you want to be realistic, you could play it with Galarian Berserker, Metal Goggles, Luke Metal.
Brad will find a way.
No,
Yeah, Brad will find
no,
a way.
Brad hates Stage 2s. The only Stage 2 that
Yeah.
he's liked in recent times was Decidueye GX.
And that aggro thing where he cheated using his Super Boost energy on a basic.
Well, keep in mind that that card is worded so terribly. I'm not surprised it hasn't been brought up more often.
No, I know. I thought it worked too for a while this time, and then when I saw it wasn't, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, the way that card was written was terrible, and Pokemon should be ashamed of themselves for that.
Yeah, we love you, Brad.
I mean, they've worded a lot of big paragraphs on cards, so I can see why people would.
Not as much as Yu-Gi-Oh, though.
For example, ADP, that whole paragraph you have to read after GX attack.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you
That
read
delay.
Devilish Hands GX, though? Devilish
Oh.
Hands GX? That's a long.
Is
Alright.
that card in that set?
That's Hoopa GX. It's confusing, because
Yeah,
it's
you-
like, target one of your opponent's Pokemon 8 times.
So that's target one of your opponent's Pokemon. No, you get to target your opponent's Pokemon up to 6 times, and for each time you target them, you do 30 damage.
Correct.
So theoretically, you can bop a Shaman and then a Shaman EX and then hit something else for 60 damage, and you're like, cool, I burned my GX attack because that was the stupidest GX attack I could launch at the time.
Correct.
Greedent. Once during
Or you
your
can
turn,
slay the
search your
Jedi.
deck for a tool, put it in your hand. That's not exciting. I do like that they are printing a wider variety of abilities. It seems like there's abilities that do all sorts of different things now, whereas before it'd just be like, oh, it either increases damage, decreases damage, it does this, it does that. And now we're getting more
Straight
utility
up
searches.
power creep.
I was about to say the Power Creep.
Last pack magic, white code card. Let's see what we got.
Let's go.
It's gonna be a
Boss
Eldegross.
Eldegross, Eldegas.
All the gas, Aroni, and cheese.
Eldegas.
It is a foil boss's order.
Let's go.
Still not bad.
Still not bad, absolutely not.
Ooh, my order from Troll and Toad just shipped. Let's go.
Just now? When did you order? Like a few weeks ago?
Like last week.
It's terrible.
I chose
Troll
free
like
shipping.
slowest.
Well, I chose free shipping, so I wasn't top priority.
All right, so the pulls from this box then, we had 8 hits. Pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon V, 2 VMAX, and a full art supporter. Not bad.
9.
Take that all day long. I mean, nothing's ever going to beat that Plasma Freeze box that opened up. Full art Juniper, Gold Ultra Ball, Secret Rare Garbodor, and 6 more hits. And 6 more hits.
Oh, jeez.
It was the most busted box that has ever been a busted box.
I'm gonna be that guy. Proof or it didn't happen.
No, this is before I even cared about that stuff. I just remember like freaking out, like, oh my god, how did I? We've all heard the rumors of God packs in Yu-Gi-Oh, where literally there'd just be like 7 of the rarest card in the set in one pack. Like that's how I felt when I was opening up that box.
So I'm
Contain
looking
the
at a bunch of websites.
Unstoppable Exodia.
Oh yes. I'm looking at a bunch of websites right now. Duraludon, Colossal, Flapple, and Hatterene are all bought out of stock, along with Appleton and Cursula.
Alright, so now we're getting into box number 2. Maybe we'll see if we'll see a couple new cards here. So the new Vikavolt, which is actually kind of interesting. Powerful Storm does
Not
60 plus 20 for each energy attached to all of your Pokemon. That's pretty solid. Thunder Jolt Beam does 170, but with a 30 damage recoil. And we also picked up another
So-
Curse Shovel and a Tool Scrapper.
So for those who don't know, I really like Vikavolt. I played it for like 2 quarters because I just didn't want to play anything else because I played it for a cup. I just want to say, if you think that Vikavolt is way better than the Unbroken Bonds ones, think about it this way. You need all 4 Charge-a-Bugs to do 220 damage. With the Unbroken Bonds ones, you just need 2. If you want to do the
Correct.
math that way and screw around with Twin Energy and Triple Excel in the same token, you might as well just play the Unbroken Bonds one for consistency.
That is absolutely correct.
I'm pretty adamant about that because I love Vika.
Activity is popping
I
off.
think Mike Gibbs is getting murdered right now. Mike,
Why?
are
I
you
think he
okay?
is too.
Okay.
All right, so that pack was nothing but Pokemon and nothing too exciting there.
No hornets in my house.
Oh, you got the murder hornets over there?
The bees.
No, I got the
Oh,
bees.
bees!
I've been showing the bees the video of like how to kill a murder hornet and
Dude,
stuff like that.
I showed this person who I really want to date that video, and she immediately was like, "I don't think I like you anymore." That shit, because I showed her that Winnie the
Aw,
Pooh
you
video.
blew it, Kenny.
Just date the murder hornet.
So we picked up a Twin Energy in this pack, and then new Pokemon V for us, Sandaconda V. First
Ooh,
attack.
so good.
First attack, 30 damage, attach a fighting energy from your discard pile to the Sandaconda, and that second attack for 2 fighting and a colorless, you do 220, but you toss 2 energies off of it. What do we think?
I really love it. I'm literally about to go off. So Colossal Sandaconda, I feel like, is one of the strongest archetypes going into the next format just by testing it. It has Vikabulu vibes written all over it. The consistency is there, along with Skyla now. The sheer factor that turn 2, you can get 220 to 230 with Martial Arts Dojo and screw around with a bunch of other fire attackers is extremely strong. The first attack also boosts it. You can also go Karate Belt to load up the energies. I just really like Sandaconda in every way possible. That's why I bought 4 full art ones, because they're only a penny more than the regular art ones.
Pretty
Say,
decent card.
please, make sure you breathe there, Kenny. That part's important. Was that English?
Oh,
That was John.
I was literally mocking Kenny.
I hate you so much.
All right, so we grabbed another scoop up net here. Nothing else of note in that particular pack. All in all, though, I think this has gone pretty good. I haven't doubled up on anything yet. I certainly will, though, because I got 4 boxes to open here.
Shout out to Alex Garcia, who never takes a breath in a sentence.
I know a couple
Indeed.
people like that, and I don't know how they do it.
They don't breathe.
No,
Shout out
They
also,
don't breathe.
another shout out to Garcia for being a very, very kind and genuine person in the community.
Correct.
that was very nice, Josh.
Yeah, same thing. Shout out to Brad for being really kind also.
I feel bad for Garcia. Like, he's completely shunned away because he's really scared about getting the virus because of all of his medical condition.
Oh yeah, I totally imagine that'd be the case. So we finally got it. Eldegoss V. We've been talking about it.
Yes!
So it's
There we
not much of an attacker. It's only going to do 50 damage, but its attack does allow you to recycle it by putting it back into your hand. But the reason that we play Eldegoss V is to enjoy its ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench during your turn, you may place a supporter card from your discard pile back into your hand. One of the best utility Pokemon that's been printed in years.
Wait, I just want to restate. Did you say you put Eldegoss back in your hand? Isn't it shuffle back into the deck?
Yes.
Oh, I just shuffle back in the deck. My bad. I have a little bit of a weird lighting situation from where I'm sitting, so it's a little bit of a glare.
I tested it like that during the Japanese translations, and then somebody told me I was doing it wrong. I was like, oh.
Whoops.
So it makes it so like you top decking quick ball makes you like, oh my god, I just won.
Yeah, you got boss's orders for game.
Yeah.
Like,
Reset
I'll
stamp
click
in the
all
quick
this
ball.
and this for game. Like, what? That's so many outs for a game.
Yes.
It's absurd.
Correct.
All right, that pack not too exciting. Grabbed another
Like,
horror
reset
energy.
stamp is literally useless now for the most part.
It's not useless. It's still a really good utility card because your opponent still has to find that.
Yeah, they still got to find the pieces to pull the combo off.
True.
You can just be
Probably
reset
doesn't do as
stamping
much
for
damage
energies.
as it used to for that situation, though.
Yeah. Same reason why N. I mean, you could also make the argument why N was still strong with BS Seeker. BS Seeker was still in the format while N was, but both cards still saw extensive.
Well,
Yeah,
and
like,
also
That
it draws
argument could be
6.
translated to reset stamp.
Just like having an extra supporter than discarding my hand and drawing 7 back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
I feel like Reset Stamp is just still stronger than N personally. Not only because like you can still play a supporter card when you play that card, but it's a one-way disruption, so you don't screw yourself out of a draw
Yes.
supporter.
How many times have we all been there when we're down, like we're down 2 prizes to 1? We play that end just to try to disrupt our opponent, and we end up boning ourselves instead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, raise your hand if you've ever
Stamp
done
is an
that.
item card.
Raise his hands slowly.
Yeah, all of us raised our hands just there for those of us that can't see. So we hit Inteleon VMAX just now. 320 HP.
Oh.
First attack does 60 damage from 1 water energy. You put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon back into their hand. That's really strong for 1 energy. Second attack for 2 water and a colorless. You do 160. You also do 60 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That might be a really, really nice number combination to enjoy sniping with for your opponent's sake.
Inteleon VMAX, Hex Maniac, kill your Mew. Ah.
Yep, pretty much. Except Hexmaniac
No,
has been
Hexmaniac's
illegal for
illegal.
years.
So the unfun answer is why wouldn't you just play Dragapult over that?
Yes.
Why would you play anything over that? I don't think that card is that good.
Because you can Frost Moth.
I don't know. I guess it's just a matter of typing because there might be if everybody's got their antenna up thinking about Dragapult. That's all we've been seeing. If you've been watching Hey Fonte 2, all those places, it's like it's nonstop Dragapult videos and stuff.
What's Inteleon's HP?
320.
Oh, I was about to say, with the VMAX Charizard, that still wouldn't even be good. With a Vitality Band, it can't one-shot it.
Think you dying over there? Oops.
Mike has died.
Yeah.
I said Mikey died over there, no response.
I guess the Murder Hornets did get him.
Little bees.
So, if you guys want to check out the monitor screen, Inteleon VMAX, the secret rare.
Now this is more playable than
Okay, Mike, you gotta figure that out there. That is
Jeez.
unacceptable. This is live internet streaming. You gotta figure that out.
Your mic, Mike.
Is it bad?
Oh, it's terrible, dude. It's like it's staticky.
It's that bad, Mike. We're being serious. We're not
How was
joking. We're talking.
1,000 times better.
Okay.
Oh,
There we
that's Just like don't move or breathe too much because it's gonna sound like you're getting attacked by murder hornets again.
I mean, Evan, we're all watching the stream, I believe, because me, Mike, and Josh were going at it in the chat like a bunch of 5-year-olds.
So there's only like 2 viewers watching right now, technically.
Yeah, it's all good. This gets loaded up to this is gonna get loaded up to YouTube later anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Fair enough.
So the
Yeah.
new card here would be Galarian Surfetched.
Oh.
40 damage for 1, 180 damage for fighting double colorless, but you cannot use Meteor Assault again until it leaves the active spot. So you have to go double switch in order to reuse Meteor Assault.
Or just
hold
use
up.
Dog Wings.
Inner TFT says, I'm watching. Lol. My apologies.
Oh, it says 4 viewers on my end here.
It says 5 viewers, so there are.
Well,
2
I'm
people
watching, and Kenny's
Didn't make
watching,
yourself
and I'm
present.
sure Mike's watching. That's why I counted 3 out
Well,
of the
no,
4.
I'm actually, Josh, you can watch through Discord because I have a stream of my one monitor, which happens to be the outgoing stream through Streamlabs.
Oh. Miss that. My bad.
Yeah, so that way you can you don't have to be on the 30-second delay that I think I got it set up to.
Let me close out of this then. This. There we go.
I think Galarian Surfetch is pretty neat with Miss Magius. I saw a Japanese list running around.
Oh, with Miss Magic, that's fun.
Because they just go Twin Energy Karate Belt, turn 1. Turn 2, my bad.
He's
Pretty
back.
funny.
Hornets are back.
The
Full
Hornets
heal.
are back.
Full heal, the card we never knew we missed, except we didn't.
Whoa. Potion's also in the set.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, and at least Potion has use, aka
At
Alex
least we
Szymanski
can-
in Dallas.
Oh my god.
Shout out Alex Szymanski.
Yeah, Szymanski played it in his what was it,
Reggie
Regirock
Rock.
Sableye deck.
I mean, you could easily. I mean, if you want to be logical, you could potion 30 damage from a Dracobolt.
You could. So we hit Sanaconda V full art. So that's nice.
Oh, yes.
We're getting some stuff.
So Jenner says he likes Rillaboom VMAX. It's a fun card, but Boss Command is better. I completely agree.
Boom VMAX is fun. Boss's Orders is just plain awesome.
Broken.
It's not broken. I mean, everybody thought Guzma was broken. I'm like, no, it's not, because you have to switch your own Pokemon, and sometimes you don't have a good card to switch to.
Well, now you have that argument. How do you argue that with Boss Command? You don't have to switch your activate.
Exactly. It's better, but it's still not broken, because it costs your supporter for the turn.
Right. I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, you still have the sheer factor that we have, like, supporter synergy with Eldegoss and Mewtwo and Scoop Up Nets along with Boss Command is kind of sickening, because that's just reminiscent to the that was bad.
Hey, Kenny, you're starting to break up again. I don't know if you need to get closer to the mic or what the deal is.
Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Okay, yeah, I looped my headphone around my ear.
Gotcha.
I said with Boss Command, we still have to worry about the VS Seeker issue, because I still full-heartedly believe we cannot have a standard format where we have both access to VS Seeker and a pull-up supporter card. Right now we have Mewtwo and Scoop Up Net and Oranguru in the same format, which is kind of disgusting.
Right, but I mean, that's kind of, I think that might be the one joy that we have right now, is that there is no Pokemon right now outside of online tournaments. So that way we don't have to just deal with those kind of degenerate functions until the rotation happens.
Yeah, Evan.
Yes, sir.
Can I share the stream to my timeline?
Do your thing, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can get like 20 more viewers just if you do that.
Just
Yeah, no
because
kidding.
he's Josh Sutherland.
Hey, exposure's good. It's not like I'm looking to make money off of this. It's just like I like to have fun with everybody out there as much as I can.
Evan wants to be a Twitch.
Were you using words again, Kenny? Because we couldn't hear you.
Something about
I said-
Twitch.
I said Evan wants to be a Twitch affiliate.
I mean, if that ever happens, okay, cool. But I'm not. That's not my goal. I'm just looking to have some fun. I do this for fun. That's all that I got to really say about that. And that's all I got to say about that.
Alright, I have shared the post.
Thank you.
Tagged me in a post.
Tag all three of you.
Oh, Buster Butherland.
Bother.
Bother.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
Winnie the Pooh. Oh, bother.
Well, we got some Draga stuff. So there's a Dracoloak,
yes.
and then we got the foil Dragapult.
I think it's fun.
Its ability: if any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. And then its attack for 2 Psychic, it does 120 damage. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon any way you like. It's not bad,
It's pretty fun. It's like Greninja from Detective Pikachu.
except it does more damage.
Correct.
And it's got free retreat, which is always fun.
And you have Horror Psychic Energy, Skyla, and Rare Candy.
Yep. So, it could be played. Could be good. That's kind of the fun about when you open up a new set. Like, yeah, you have some ideas of what might be good, but you never know for sure until you get into it a little bit.
Yeah, you always get all these new ideas in the new set, then you end up playing ADP.
You're not wrong.
I mean, that's always kind of my default right now. Got a Twin Energy and a Dan, nothing too exciting there.
Don.
Done.
Alright, so we've got 5 hits. We got 8 in the last box. So we might have 3 more hits in this box. I'm hoping we got 3 more hits in this box. That'd be cool.
Actually, the Shuckle's actually pretty interesting. You can play it in Rillaboom VMAX to get your energies back since Energy Recycler rotate.
Was there a Shuckle in that last pile?
Yeah, in the last pile.
Oh yeah, here we are. Berry picking. Shuffle up the 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile back into your deck. Yeah, I mean, that for Rillaboom VMAX, that would kind of make some sense as a one-up, just so that way you get some extra energy floated back into your deck.
Yeah. I was testing it as a one of it. It's pretty fun.
So I saw you pull Speed Lightning energy again. Have you guys seen the Unknown Hand deck with Speed Lightning?
I did. It's fun.
Yeah,
I
so
have not
basically the
seen
point
that.
of the deck is to have like a Molga that can search for other Molgas in like Porygon Z. And what the goal of the deck is to draw up to 35 cards so you get Unknown Hand. So you attach 4 Speed Lightning, and then you attach Draw Energies, and then you use Super Scoop up the scoop it all back up the hand. And you can draw like 30 cards a turn.
That's so dumb. That's a
It-
whole
it's
different.
so
That's a whole
funny,
different
though.
type of Porydoc right there.
Yeah, so that's basically what you try to do. And there's some other stuff that it does. But keep in mind, Scoop Up Net does not work for that. It would actually discard that energy. So you actually have to hit heads and Super Scoop Up.
Wait, is that standard or expanded?
Standard.
How? What happens if you get Marnied?
And you
Try
cry.
again. You just try again.
You just try again.
You can pull it off on one turn, like, if you draw right.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
You
So-
mean after you get a stage 2 into play?
We got another Duraludon, but nothing too
Yes.
interesting.
I still need to pick up a card, like alone, just with 4 boss commands, a couple staple trainers.
Keep in mind, Kenny, I
It's
got
like
like
80
2.5 more boxes to open, so just wait and see what I get.
You're right. No, I did
You
not say
know he's
man,
right.
you're right. I didn't say man, you're right. I stopped that a while ago.
He
I
did.
am a recovered addict.
I don't know about that part.
Josh, I don't think you know about that joke, but every time I'd hang out with Evan, Brad, and Jonathan, out of nowhere and out of reflex, I'd say, man, you right. And they just look at me like, are you serious?
I hear
Like-
more from you. I
like-
hear more. Correct.
Yeah, that's a,
'cause
that's a George Dickerson.
I stole that from Evan. I
Yeah.
stole that from Evan.
Which I stole from George.
Yeah,
Because that's a classic. That's a deviation of Billy Madison. That is correct, and it's
Yes.
he's trying to quiz and learn all this stuff again. So it's a deviation of
that
that,
so
which just became correct, and now it is what it is.
Wait, wasn't that when he was in the tent trying to study for that test?
Yes, he was studying for the academic decathlon, his competition with Carl. I want to say his name was. And instead of it being his girlfriend, Veronica Vaughn, it was Chris Farley.
Oh, you're right. It was the
Got it.
bus driver.
May God rest both George Dickerson and Chris Farley's souls, 2 of the better human beings that were on this planet taken from us too soon.
Correct.
So, Bolton V, finally, one of my favorite cards in the set. If I can get it to sit still long enough. First attack, not super exciting. You search your deck for 2 lightning energy towers and attach them to your bench Pokemon any way you like. It's good, it's not the greatest thing in the world. What we really like is Bolt Storm. You do 10 plus 30 damage for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So that's something that you're going to use in a later game in a Pikarom deck that already plays a ton of energy switch. You can just smash for huge, huge numbers with Bolt Storm and only give up 2 prizes in return. I really like Bolton V. I think it's a really, really nice. It's a nice addition to Pikarom.
I was gonna
I think
say
it's-
it reels really well in Pikarom.
I think it's a fine card. You can play it in Nuzzle for some cheap things.
Oh yeah,
but,
you absolutely could. You could totally play that in Nuzzle and get some
Also
cheap
play,
knockouts.
an interesting build Zach Lesage was trying. Shout out to Zach Lesage.
Yeah.
Was trying it with like full strategy for full voltage GX and the Mega Ray, not Mega Ray,
Just Rayquaza GX.
the Rayquaza GX with
Stormy Winds.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, I was trying something similar out with that because I was working with Sean Stover or Gyro Sean, and he was like, his was more focused on Zero Aura, and then late game, if a bunch of your energies get ditched, then you just use Electro GX and blow it up and get them back.
That is
Pretty
another
fun.
way to do business, no doubt about that.
It was pretty fun. Shout out to Gyro Sean.
Alright, so we got a couple cards that are new to me. Sigilif, basic counter attack ability. If it gets damaged, put 3 damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon. Psychic Assault, 30 plus 10 for each damage counter on the opponent's active Pokemon. Nothing too exciting there. We got the Baby Zacian in a reverse. So this card, if that first attack was a 1 energy attack, I would like it so much more, but it's not.
Even
What
a
is it?
2 energy attack would be fine too.
Yeah,
Is it 60 plus an energy? Or
so it's metal colorless. You do 30. You attach a metal from the discard pile onto this Pokemon, and then its second attack from metal colorless. You do 120. If you flip tails, you discard 2 energy off the Zacian.
you see, I would like that more than Duraludon, just because the power creep is just way too high. That was so unnecessary to add the extra colorless effect.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a reason why they did it. It was just for that purpose.
It was so
We can't have all these broken cards. Oh wait.
See, they're trying to avoid what Dragon Ball Super did to itself with its card game, where they just literally said, oh, we're going to print a set. All these cards are going to be busted. Okay, we're going to print the next set now, and we're going to make all those cards look like complete garbage. Oh, hey, you know what? We're going to print another set, and these cards are going to be so busted, there's no point even using any of the old cards, and so on and so forth, wash, rinse, repeat until they are where they are now.
What, dead?
Power creep at its finest.
They literally power creeped out every time they printed a set. Like, you just had to start over. Like, you could carry over, like, 5 cards from a deck.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's really, really interesting and unfortunate too at the same time.
Yeah, like,
According to my mom, like, I don't mean to, like, go off topic, but, like, according to my mom, we should have a season this season because Pokemon would just lose way too much money, and they don't want to do that.
I don't know how much money they gather from these events. I think they do plenty fine with the bulk cards, with sealed product card seals and video game sales, and plus we had to keep in mind the expansion passes for Sword and Shield. The first one comes out I think sometime late next month, and then again we get another one in late fall. So they got 60 extra bucks coming in from everybody that owns Sword and Shield here in a couple of months. And then, aren't there rumors of Diamond Pearl being remade for the next games?
Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna get them immediately.
Yeah.
Are they doing platinum as well?
Probably
I
not. They
don't
haven't.
know.
They haven't done a third game in quite a while now. You know, the tertiary game. Like they
Platinum
never
was
remade
one of my
Emerald. They never
favorites.
remade Platinum. Yeah, they haven't
Platinum
done that
was
since.
one of my
They haven't done that. There hasn't been a tertiary game since Gen 4.
Correct,
Yeah.
because there was only Black and White too. I mean, if you want to be logical, Pokemon Z was a thing, but then that got scrapped. So
Yeah, and Pokemon Gray was also a thing at one point too. A game that Kyurem was your legendary, supposed to reshred Zekrom, and then they were supposed to be Delta Emerald as well when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were made, but that never came to light either.
yeah, Pokemon Z like had the files completed and everything from what I read, but the files got corrupted at the last minute and they didn't want to go in and put everything back again, so they just said screw it, we'll do something else.
Right. All right, so
Yeah.
probably getting to the point where I'm just going to start speeding through the packs a little bit more because we're not getting too many new cards. But anytime I see something interesting, I'll note it. But we can keep talking about Pokemon and the new format and all that kind of good stuff.
So the potential drawback of having the season and then it being disastrous, like a big coronavirus outbreak, is way higher than the amount of money they'll lose.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like they're not going to if like the country. You know, because we're all I think somewhat concerned that there's going to be a second wave of corona that's going to be even bigger than the first, and a lot of that is just it seems like a lot of places around the country, including our state, are opening up a little too quick. They're not really paying attention to the science, potentially, and then we got our president running around like not giving a flying F about anything whatsoever.
Correct.
So, I mean, if we get another big wave of this, there's still not going to be sports. There's not going to be Pokemon. There's not going to be any number of different things for quite a while still. Now, that being said, I do believe that at some point in time, when the country gets on correctly, that we will have testing available, and we can test either a proper antibody test to see if people have already had it and recovered, and thus have. It's also assuming that research proves that having antibodies means that you are now immune to the coronavirus. So let's assume that part first. Second part, we develop a reliable antibody test. And then the third part is that you kind of carry a card around with you that says, yes, I have the antibodies. I'm safe. You can let me into your place of business. I feel like we might get into a situation where that's normal life for a couple of years even.
I
For-
feel.
Yeah.
But isn't like Trump trying to pass if fatalities happen due to the coronavirus in businesses, it's not their fault. So like, couldn't Pokemon just base that off of what their events are, and if somebody perishes due to the virus?
So yes and no, Kenny. So what the president is doing is he's using the Federal Defense Production Act to force meat processing plants to stay open. And part of the condition of that's going to be is that those businesses are not to be held liable by their employees if their employees are to contract the virus.
Oh.
Because it's something that is needed in a time of crisis, that the business cannot be held responsible because they've been ordered by the government to go back to work.
That's what they did to my dad.
So I mean, there's so many different things going on with that right now that I can't wrap my head around it all. All I know is that I've been like, for the first time in my life, I've been like breaking work home. Mike, don't get murder horneted.
We need what we need to do is we need to have a social distancing barbecue at Evan's place where each of us wear masks and gloves, stand 6 feet apart, leave the food there, and then everybody moves 6 feet in a circle and just grabs the food.
I mean, I have enough room outside to do that at my place. So we got a full art Inteleon V. It's a pretty sharp looking card. I don't understand the pink background of it, other than it's very good contrast.
It's because of its tongue, isn't it?
No, its tongue's in its mouth. That is a closed mouth, no tongue.
They have to appeal to like people who like pink.
Yeah, that's all I got.
You know.
They're like, we
Noel's
remove
like-
fairy types, so we're gonna have to just put it on the background of random cards.
Right.
Oh, great.
Well,
Noel Staslicki is live.
Another local person.
is she
Yes,
local?
shout out Pink Vapor Gaming.
Yeah, she's from Detroit.
We got another Twin Energy. I think I got a playset
She's
of that now.
She just doesn't go to events anymore for some reason. I mean, I don't blame her. The cups up here are insanely loaded.
Yeah,
Like,
Michigan is really stacked with talent. As we've all
Like-
privately had that discussion several times.
Like, I watched a poll go down, and we're almost one of the top 5 hardest states to go to, I believe. Chicago, Texas, Florida, Kentucky, or not Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan are up in the top 10. And that's because of the recent success of Team Taste members such as like Alex Baker and Max Minio. So,
Look what I just got, guys.
oh, busted.
Secret Rare Twin Energy. That is a nice looking card.
That's a double nugget, boys.
Double chicken nuggets, baby. So that
Double chicken nuggets.
so that would be 8 hits, and I still got 4 packs to go. Who knows? Maybe we'll get one more out of this.
I think that
4
Michigan
more
is
out of the.
kind of easier in some ways because of the UP tournaments, like way up like Bay City tournaments where nobody.
Okay, Bay City is not the Upper Peninsula. You realize the Upper Peninsula is like
No,
6 hours away, and Bay City's like 2.
No, I didn't mean to say UP. I meant like upper half of the mid.
Yes.
There's no UP tournaments like at all.
No,
Those
they're
don't exist.
It makes them harder that way because with the tournaments that we do have access to, because they're so far away or because they're not that far, people from Ohio are going to come up, and then all the loaded players are just going to go there. Like, the closest that we have to, like, long distance is Bay City and Windsor. And that means some of the team members from anybody in Michigan just won't have that availability to go over the border. So
There's some West Michigan Cups that are really like low attendance.
Kalamazoo, bro, that cup is so free.
yeah. Luke, I know Luke Shepich, who's a good friend of ours, is he's been working his butt off to get that side of the state up and cooking again. Because Kalamazoo back in the day was a bit of a powerhouse, from everything I've ever been told. The old giraffe rigs
Didn't
out
they
there.
have like battle roads there?
Yeah, they used to.
Just
They had battle roads.
remember-
They had states out there.
Oh, you're right. I got top 4 at that state.
Yeah, they held it in the Wings Event Center, if you remember right.
yeah.
Oh,
It was
I
the
remember
Wings
that
Event
now.
Center.
Like in the hockey arena.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And look at
Dude,
that. We
so
got another
fun.
hit.
Yes!
Ninetales V. This card I am very excited about. Its first attack for a fire double colorless. You choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and you use it. How good is that? The the applications of that are infinite.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I read that, I was pretty underwhelmed. Like, when I first read it, I thought it would be broken because I thought of the combos that you could get a turn 1 altered creation by attaching a water, an aurora, and just a welder.
Yeah, no, you just need well, yeah, you do need that, but like there are so many applications for it.
But when I thought about it more and more, like, it really hit me when I was testing Sandaconda, because I was like, oh, I can literally copy anything. Oh, wait, I can one-shot, and I can get the first ultimate ray on them before they even get the ultra creation down. So now half of their HP is drained, if not 3/4 of it, and then I kill it, and now they're behind a few turns.
Right.
So I think it's a really good card.
All right,
It's
so
like
keep going.
it's
Sorry.
like Ditto. It's like Ditto from Detective
Yeah,
Pikachu.
I'll be right back.
But
All right, man.
it's just way better. Detective Pikachu Ditto was you had to have the required energy.
All right, so we pulled the Hatterene. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. Each player discards a card from their hand. And then its attack, you put 1 damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon for each Pokemon in your discard pile. And it's uncapped. So that's a really nice ability. Mike, your microphone is doing that thing again. And then Dripping Grudge, the attack. It's, what was that supernatural dance from Oricorio a few sets back in Sun and Moon? It's that same attack, but it's on a stage 2 for a psychic as opposed to a colorless on a basic. But it's still pretty solid.
Here's my take on it. So there's a Spiritomb that does something similar, and there's an Ultra Prism Spiritomb where you discard 4 Pokemon from your deck for a colorless.
Yeah.
You have access to Zebstrika, which discards and then draws 4. You have access to Sableye from Celestial Storm, which looks at the top card of your deck, and you may choose to discard it or not. And then you have access to Horror Psychic Energies. But the one issue that I had while testing it, because believe me, I tried making this work as much as I possibly could, the fact that consistency is a factor. You can't consistently get out the Hatterenes as much as you possibly would. You don't have room for rare candies if you're going to commit to a bunch of high damage capped Pokemon like Zacian. You can't one-shot that easy until you have like a bunch of Pokemon in there, and that's just not physically possible.
It's tricky to do, no doubt about that. So we got 9 hits out of that box. We got 2 full arts, we got 2 secrets, and we got 5 Pokemon V, and we got 4 Pokemon V and a V Max. That's a pretty solid.
Good.
That's a pretty solid box right there.
You got 2. Wait, that was 1 box?
Yeah, and these 9 hits were 1 box.
2 secret rares, 2 full arts, 5 regulars. Wow.
Yeah, so we got double Inteleon V Max, so Inteleon V, full art, Twin Energy Secret, Sandaconda, full art, regular art Sandaconda, and then 1 each, Ninetales, Boltund, regular art V Max, Inteleon, and Eldegoss.
Making me want to buy a box, but I kind of broke.
You're not enjoying your Trump money?
What? I never got it.
Yeah, 16, 17, 18-year-olds don't get it.
Oh, that's right. You just count as $500 for your parents.
No, we don't count as anything.
No, yeah, we're nothing because we're adults. Yeah, my parents only got 500 because my sister is 15, almost 16. That was it.
That's rough.
I mean, at the most, like with that $500, my mom actually got me a gaming chair because my chair is over like 20 years old and broken down and squeaking. So.
Yeah, I like my chair. I got mine from a company called Respawn. It is a nice chair.
Mom's getting it from Wayfair, so it's like. Do you have the footrest?
Oh yeah. I have the footrest.
Is it worth it? And does it like easily break or anything?
So breaking, no. It is nice. So what I do oftentimes is I'll plug an extension cord in for my headphones, and I have an Xbox controller hooked up to my computer. I'll just play like Batman Arkham Asylum or something like that. I'll kick back all the way in the chair, flip out the footrest, and I've almost fallen asleep a couple times. Not gonna lie.
Nice.
So we had a Grimmsnarl in this pack.
So someone in the chat said Respawn is good.
It is a good chair. I like this chair. I had another brand, I don't even know what it was called, and that chair, it's good. Not as good as this. That's why that chair is now at work, and this chair is here. So we got a Grimmsnarl. It's a stage 2 dark type, 170 HP. Its ability is as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks cost 1 more colorless energy. That's pretty good.
Really?
Combo that with its attack energy press for dark double colorless, 100 plus 30 for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. What do we think of Grimmsnarl? Besides the fact it's stage 2 and probably never going to get played.
Is it a dark and 2 colorless?
It's a dark and 2 colorless, so it's a 2 energy
That's
attachment.
I remember something similar that I really wanted to try out, like Grimmsnarl Behem, where like you get out the Grimmsnarl and then you just do Behem loops into it. But that's the only thing that I could theory up. Otherwise, I think it's just not that powerful at all.
Right, because for right now anyway, Gumi is superior because it's a basic and it accomplishes the same thing.
Yeah, in post rotation though, it's like, eh.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask for out of a Behem deck because you got to draw a lot of cards in Behem in order to keep that sucker moving.
Silvally GX stays due to its Cosmic Eclipse, so the consistency could be there. But the sheer factor that it is a stage 2, it just kills it for me. And if it was 3 colorless instead of a dark and 2 colorless, it'd be so much better.
Yeah, because then
But,
you just
like,
triple.
Yeah, but aside from that, just because of that hinder in the stage 2, it's just not that good for me.
Right. We got another Boltund V. That was a good pull.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then another reverse P-Duff too.
Yes! It gets more consistent.
We get a Quag V.
Quag V.
It's never gotten a special card before.
Yeah, it has. It's had a GL before.
No.
Come on, it got a shiny vault print. Come on.
Yeah, it got a shiny Volt print.
So did 30 other things.
But you said it never had a special kind of print. That's a special kind of print.
Keep in mind, Mike, we live in a time now where everybody and everything is special at all times.
Correct. Alright, so I want to ask those who are watching or who just recently watched, what is your favorite card coming out of this set? Or it can be competitive value, it can be like looks value, and it could be sentimental value. Somebody spamming Quag V in the chat. Brad's in the chat. Uh-oh.
Brad's in the chat? Oh, yeah.
Seal TM06.
That is Brad. That is the Brad with the dummy thick beard.
Yeah. Tell me. Thick. Nugget. I like to eat dogs as Nugget. Quag V. Oh my god, what did you start? Now we need a Quag V emote, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, so we hit Valmar V, so we're getting diverse. I think we're getting closer to having like one of everything, other than Cinderace. Valmar V, dark colorless. You switch your opponent's active Pokemon with one on their bench. You do 30 damage to the new active Pokemon. Second attack for dark colorless. You do 130 and confuse. It's not bad. Valmar VMAX is obviously far superior, but it's not bad for what it is.
I would love to hear this logic. This guy goes 100%. Nugget is the best card in the set. Whether it's a troll or not, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I want to say, how does one explain how Nugget is the best card in the set? The gauntlet has been thrown, sir.
Guru, and then draw it next turn.
Order pad Guru into it with an order pad Guru engine, and then you top deck in. Wait, why does that sound that bad?
And then your opponent Marnies you.
And you cry.
If you're already playing order pad, I don't know who's doing that, but if you already are,
What?
why not?
Guru order pad?
Yeah, Guru order pad.
Who's playing order pad right now?
Maybe a Pikarom list. That's
You know what? I don't like your. No, get out of here. You're banned.
No, he's not.
Can I time Brad out for being Brad?
No.
can I?
Not right now, anyway. Well, another new Pokemon V. This box is being diverse. Melodic V. 210 HP. First attack does water for 4 water double colorless. You do 10 plus 50 for each star in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. That can be powered up pretty easily now because there are Pokemon that increase retreat cost as well as the new Galar Mine, which increases by 2. So that's pretty. That can be pretty strong if memory serves me correct.
I think it's
Oh, no.
pretty decent.
Brad says Russell Culver is probably playing Order Pad.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
given. Russell plays
We
order
have-
pads. Like it doesn't. It's like Russell plays order pads. Like we know that.
It's like
We
Russell
have-
playing order pads. It's like Brad playing Metal Frying Pan or Shninja.
Yep.
So we have Team ADP Big Rat in the chat.
I come back and I see 10 viewers in the Twitch channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One of them is Christian. ADP Big Rat. Brad's asking why he's not a mod in the stream for a team that I'm a founder of.
I don't know, Brad. You're the one that set up the server channels on Discord. I feel like that's your own fault.
Congratulations. Yourself.
ADP BFR, let's go. What's up, Christian?
What's up, Christian?
What is your favorite card out of the set and why? Whether it be looks, competitive value, or it could benefit ADP Big Rat.
Can I get
Also,
a
I
wheezing?
like
Can I get a
taking
Galarian
dogs.
wheezing at some point in time today? I want to talk
Galarian
about
Weezing
Galarian
Flapple
wheezing.
is fun.
I want to talk about Galarian wheezing because that card is both well dressed and insanely powerful.
I think it's good, but it needs a 2 retreat cost instead of 3.
Oh, so that way you can pair an air balloon to really make it good.
Yeah, the only way that I figured that you could make it work is you could run Beware from Cosmic Eclipse to decrease the retreat cost by 2 and then attach a balloon. So,
Hey, that might be
That's
what
the
you have to
only way
do.
or you might go Beware plus U-turn board. Who knows?
Yeah, I could be pretty good in Big Rat.
Team ADP Big Rat just swarmed the chat.
Oh, Brad said he's not a mod of the Twitch.
Yeah,
Oh, that is true. I guess only I am the mod of the Twitch.
correct. You have no mods.
I don't. Yeah, Brad, go ahead and make that happen. You can go ahead and log yourself in because you know we have access to all that information.
And you have no power here.
Wait, isn't he? If he logs onto the Twitch, won't it knock you off live?
Yeah, let's not find that out right now. I don't want to find that out the hard way. So I pulled two Scythers, and they're terrible, so I'm not going to talk about it.
The Scizor is equally worse.
Caesar is terrible.
Oh, you pulled Colossal though again.
It's a third.
Targaryen.
That's a third Colossal, which is also one of my.
so
It's
good.
probably like my third or fourth favorite new Pokemon from Sword and Shield in general. Just
People hate it. I don't know why.
It looks dead.
Brad said you can do it while streaming though.
yeah, I don't have 4 hands and 2 heads, so that's not going to happen right now.
Brad, why don't you just hop on the Discord call instead of watching?
It's not like you're doing anything better.
No,
He's probably grooming his beard.
I mean, that thing's got to take some upkeep, right?
yeah.
Like it's got to.
Adam.
This is the beard hour.
There he is. And now we welcome Brad Fishwick to the stream.
Mr. Dummy thick
I only
beard.
joined the stream because I didn't want to listen to silence while watching Zach's stream.
Oh, the hipster?
No, Barnes.
Ah, okay.
What is up, Toasty Cheese? What is your
Because
favorite
me
card
and him
out
are
of
both
this
playing in
set?
a Smash tournament.
Gotcha.
But he doesn't have any music playing in the background and no game audio, so it's just him talking. So
Ooh.
I turned you guys on, 1, to support the stream, and 2, so I had something else to listen to.
That is fair.
This sounds pretty ironic, but this guy in the chat named I Like to Eat Dogs said he might buy a dog.
I
That's
would,
tasty.
I would say that we're probably not there with any pending meat shortage yet, where you need to consider that, and please don't do that.
I
Yeah,
highly
I like
encourage
to eat
it.
dogs. Are you gonna eat a dog when you after you buy it?
Or
is
will
that
you
too-
grow
Yes,
to love
but not
them
the
and
one
never
he
eat them?
buys. He's gonna
Well,
eat
he
his
said-
neighbor's dog after he
He
buys
said, "I
his
don't
own
know
dog."
whatever looks tasty."
All right, so we do have a card that I haven't pulled yet to talk about a little bit because I remember thinking it was interesting. Was the Galarian Runegrigus.
Yes.
So for double colorless, for each damage counter on Runegrigus, you put 2 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. That is pretty solid.
If you run it with Giratina, it's just like it's a rag essentially, where you just Shadow Impact into it and attach a big charm.
Yep, I would agree. Just you can Shadow Impact onto it 3 times then at that point in time, and then you get to drop 240 damage counters, or actually you could put 2 damage counters 12 times on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like.
What Pokemon has Shadow Impact?
Giratina from Lost Thunder.
And if
Lost
you want to be
Thunder rotates.
logical, Yveltal also has it from Unified Minds.
It does. It does less damage.
Okay.
Though,
Yeah.
overall.
But the Giratina rotates, so that only is relevant for these irrelevant tournaments.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
I've been testing post. Oh, Brad, we have the Malamar VMAX deck for you.
Yes.
What?
We thought Valmar VMAX was all Brad all day long.
Oh, maybe. I literally haven't looked at any of the cards from this set or the next set.
It does 180 damage for 2 dark and a colorless, and then you choose 2 random cards from your opponent's hand and put them back into their deck.
No, you just look at your opponent's hand, you choose a card there, and you put it at the bottom of their deck as a result of the attack.
Oh, I thought it was a
If
Linia.
that deck gets popular, won't people just play something like Looker to draw off the bottom of their deck?
Looker rotates.
Like, seriously.
Looker
Looker
rotates.
rotates.
Oh, does that rotate? You're right, it does.
Yeah!
Ah.
What about Underground Expedition?
Underground Expedition.
Yeah, that would also
That-
do it.
It
That
would.
also rotates. It's a Celestial Storm.
Oh,
No,
okay.
is
Yep.
it wasn't Underground Expedition in Team Up?
No, it was Celestial Storm.
Oh, was that Celestial? Oh, okay, that rotates
Yeah.
too. Oh, so all the
So-
cards that manipulate the bottom of your deck rotate now.
So
I
somebody
guess
that's
said,
it.
I guess that's to
Somebody's-
make up for Marnie and
Yeah.
the Malamar.
Brad, I like to eat dog said stop leaking the Looker tech.
We got another
it's
Phalanx
only-
V.
The Looker tech is only relevant for these irrelevant tournaments, so
For Shedinja.
whatever.
Oh, Sajinja's
So-
gone, Brad.
So, Evan,
What?
somebody asked how many packs are we opening?
4
Is this the last
boxes
box?
worth, so that's 36 times 4. That's 144 packs.
So this is
That's
the
how
third
many
box?
you are opening right now.
Yeah, I'm into box number 3 right now.
Gotcha.
Damn.
I'm about halfway through box 3.
Okay.
Currently got 21 hits.
Shout out to Mark Sparks
Not
for
bad.
being a good lad in the chat.
What are you talking about?
Toasty cheese.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know toasty cheese.
I don't know who Toasty Cheese is.
I don't know who Toasty
And
Cheese
this is why I wasn't in the chat.
We're having a good time
This
here.
is why I probably won't stay in the chat.
Mike's the beast.
I said we do appreciate. Yeah, Mike, what is with the murder hornets, dude? You got some spray for that?
No.
The murder beast.
The only spray I can think of is getting a new mic.
Yeah, we
Oh,
might have
yeah,
to. We
Brad.
might have to hook you up with something there, bud.
Oh yeah, Brad. Joshua Sutherland is here.
I know. I can see who's in the chat.
Okay.
Whoa.
Hello, Mr. Brad.
Hello.
The
Way to
Wild
not-
King on sack.
Way to
I know
not
who you
make that
are.
awkward. So we got the. I just pulled the Chandelure. Its ability: your
That
Pokemon
one-
that have energy
yeah.
have no weakness. Stage 2, but it combos
Yeah.
with the Lampent that if you draw it at the start of your turn and you have an open bench spot, you get to drop it down. So therefore, Chandelure I think could see some play as a tech for certain decks
Why not just play weakness guard?
because that would be too easy, Kenny.
No, because that's actually really bad, because Weakness Guard is only colorless energy and not typed energy. There's too many
I mean,
things that attack for typed energy right now.
I guess if you also want to be logical, Giratina from Unified Minds is starting to see play a little more due to scoop up that since its ability states when it's played down on the bench, you discard a special energy from your opponent's active, so they can just scoop up that and hit you.
It's disgusting, and I
That's
love it.
awesome.
People are playing it in Drag. I played it in my Dragapult list. It's really good.
It's disgusting, and I love it.
Broken.
It's a pseudo enhanced. Let's go.
Let's see, Pokemon with that ability, I mean, Kartana GX is a bad card, with the exception of its ability.
Wasn't
No,
Kartana
its GX
special
attack is
energy?
really good too.
Its GX tag is really good in fringe spots.
GX,
No.
but better.
it's incredibly good in a lot of situations. It just takes a prize. You get a prize. That's it. That's all you need. One prize. That's amazing. That's
It can
broken.
be,
It's
yep.
for one energy.
I know, I just would like to think that I can use my GX attack to take 2, 3, maybe even 5 prizes depending on what GX attack I'm able to use.
Yeah, but depending on the deck you're playing, you don't have access to a GX attack like that. But for a single energy, if you're playing like a box deck of like non-GXs, you just tech into Kartana, and for a single rainbow or prism or whatever fucking colored energy you want to use, you just draw a prize. And
All right,
gonna
Mike,
use
you're
the
getting
GX attack
muted.
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Alright.
Mike, the Hornets, they're attacking you again.
Oh, I just muted him. So when Mike gets his life figured out, he can rejoin us.
Mike should just turn his mic to push to talk, so that way when he's not talking, it's not doing this.
That's a good call. We got a boom. We got another Rillaboom. Looks like we got the full art Rillaboom V.
R.I.P. Mike.
Well, that looks pretty.
That's a good looking card. I'll
Yeah.
hold it a little closer for the people to enjoy. Of course, my camera won't focus on it because it's a little too close. But the point means, there we go. It's a pretty darn good looking card. Mike, when you're good and situated with push to talk, you can send a message in the chat, so I'll unmute you.
I see him as muted, so I'm assuming he turned push to talk on.
No,
Or at least
I
just
muted him. I right clicked on him and I scrolled down to mute and I clicked
No,
that sucker.
but that only affects you. I see him as muted, which means he muted himself.
You sure?
Yeah, me too.
Hold on, let me, what do you see now?
He still shows he's muted because he muted himself.
Okay,
Or
mine
he
had, it
put
was a
on
red,
push to
mine was a
talk.
red line, probably because I muted him.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Evan. I did the right thing in chat.
Which is,
If you're enjoying the content you see, be sure to check out the Orange Dragon Gaming YouTube channel for future deck profiles moving forward, pack openings, and other games.
that is what we do.
Since people might not know that YouTube exists, Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of, well, lately, well, I'm back to work now, so probably won't be doing as much stuff. But there was probably like 6 out of 7 days on average there. Me and Brad were playing Borderlands 3 on a stream. I do my Final Fantasy VIII Let's Play series, and I'm going to be doing something else as soon as I'm done with that. So we're going to be doing stuff again. It's just a matter of what and when and where.
Is Borderland actually a fun game?
Oh my god, dude. It is the most fun series of games I've ever played.
Interesting.
It is Diablo with guns and humor. So it is
What is?
Borderlands.
Yep.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that's a pretty good description of it.
Like right now, I'm playing through the first Borderlands, the enhanced version of it. I'm playing as the Siren, and I'm having a ball with it. Even though like the graphics aren't up to snuff, the gameplay is still there. It's just a little different. Like Brad, do you remember having to hit the button every single time you wanted to pick up cash and ammo from the ground?
I still do that because that's still ingrained in me because of how much I played that first one.
Right. All right, guys. So another new card finally, Toxicity VMAX. This has been getting a lot of hype online too lately. 320 HP VMAX Pokemon for 2 lightning and a colorless. You're doing 160 plus another 80 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned. So people are talking Toxicity, Garbodor. You get your poison, you get your damage boost, you get some electro powers. You're swinging for 240, and then plus each additional electro power, you're talking 270, 300. You're talking about being able to kill VMAXs very easily
I
and
feel
efficiently.
like that Pokemon feels bad once Lost Thunder rotates, though, when you don't have E-Powers and the stadium anymore.
Yeah, and that
Not
might be the case.
Terrible, but
But I still feel like it's, especially with the way the format's clearly going to evolve, where we're going to move into a more VMAX-centric format as we get more Sword and Shield, that 2-shots are going to be acceptable, whereas they haven't been acceptable up until now.
True. Once tag teams rotate out, we might be more in that situation again.
Yeah.
Which I would like. But as of right now, once all those useful lightning cards rotate, I feel like that card isn't very useful. Maybe in the long term it could be.
You're correct. I've been
towards the
trying
end
to
of its
test.
life cycle.
I've been trying to test lightning type attackers for post rotation, and the fact that Thunder Mountain and E Power rotates, it just really, really hurts it.
Right. Like it
Like,
might be like a couple sets into the next season or something like that where we start getting more lightning support again.
Yeah, who knows what they're gonna print?
If you thought that Phalanx clapped it once, oh, you'd be surprised what happens without that stuff.
Yeah, Phalanx is gonna be. I think it's gonna be my fun deck that I keep around at all times.
It's Passimian. We need to play it for George.
Yeah, absolutely. That is absolutely correct.
What exactly does Phalanx do?
All right, so there's a baby Phalanx that has team play, just like Passimian. Does 30 times per Phalanx you have in play.
Right.
For a double
Is it in
colorless.
play or on bench?
In play.
It's on.
No, it's on bench.
Oh,
It's
so okay.
No,
I
I
was
think
gonna
it's on
say
bench.
because if it was in play, that's better than the Passimian.
Right. So I believe it's on bench. And then the Phalanx V, which here, for each Phalanx you have in play, you take 20 less damage. So all of your Pokemon that have Phalanx in the name take 20 less damage. So if you get 4 Phalanx Vs down and then you're attacking with the baby Phalanx, they're taking 80 less damage. They already have 90 HP. Throw a Bait Charm on there, they effectively have 200 HP.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. 20 plus, you also have access to martial arts dojo and karate belt if you actually want to do attack with the V.
The problem I see with that is that you have to fill your bench with a bunch of Phalanx Vs.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
part gets a
just-
little scary.
That's just, oh, I'm just going to boss order and kill the V, and I don't care about this baby that you're
Well, how do you
boosting.
kill the V? It has 200.
Because you get 2 prizes as opposed to just one.
You have to go through 260 HP because the ability counts towards it too.
Yep. Phalanx is in the name.
Yeah, right, but it only has, what, 160?
It has 160.
Yeah, but you do
Right.
80 plus, so that's 260.
Yeah, I get that, but overall, it's still easier to do that, at least in this current format with all the big heavy hitters, than it is to deal with a bunch of small things.
Yes, that is completely correct. That is always
Or
the
you
case.
kill like 2 small things, so now their damage is irrelevant, and then you just start using boss orders to get the last couple prizes off of the benched ones.
So we got
Like the fact that you have to fill your bench with the Vs means you don't have room for Dedenes or any other tech attackers or even other Phalanx. Because if you only have 5 bench space, so if you put down 4 Vs, you only get 1 on the bench that is another baby, which means you're only doing 30 damage.
Hyper rare Milo.
Am I the only person that's convinced that Milo's body structure is not sustainable? It looks like he's at the head of a child on like the Hulk's body.
It's Johnny Bravo with a Pokemon trainer's head.
That is correct. It is Johnny Bravo. That is absolutely
It's Johnny
correct.
Bravo, but like weebooed.
Yes, Johnny Bravo Weeboo. We got another Eldegoss, so we got 2 hits and 2 packs.
That's a good poll.
Mike, do you even know what House 10 is?
No.
Oh wait, you don't listen to music. Get out of my server.
The music, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't either. Kenny, I think you're on an island there, bud.
No, I posted something in the group chat.
That doesn't mean I know what you're talking about.
Oh, the guy.
Oh, I get it now. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a heck of a mess to clean up. But as Squidward like to said, that's tomorrow's Squidward's problem. That's how I feel right now. Is today Wednesday or Thursday?
It is
Thursday.
Awesome. So that means Friday actually has meaning to me tomorrow.
Mark Sparks in the comments went Milo is whack looking preach.
I mean,
Are you currently still working?
so no, I'm back to work full time now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that just happened. Started Monday. So yeah, that's been interesting. The pent-up demand for fence in the Metro Detroit area is unbelievable.
It's kind of funny.
Like, I've met with 14, 14, 10, 9. That's 38, 47. I met with 47 people in the last 4 days in their yards.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like your house would be house 2, Brett?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is a reference
Should
to.
I be looking at this thing in your?
Essentially, what it is you can. The text says you can only live in one house, and then there's 9 houses with looks like about 36 different bands.
Wait, these are bands?
I guess I'll look and see. And
What do we? Is
I
this?
don't know.
I don't know. Where is this thing shared? Am I missing something?
he put it in our group chat.
Oh, the Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be checking my phone while I'm on camera. That's just unprofessional.
So you think I'm number 2?
I feel like it.
Wrong.
You guys have been in
Really?
the, most of you guys have been in the car with me enough. Which one of these am I belonging to?
House 8, which is Tool, 9 Inch Nails, Rage, Korn, and Marilyn Manson and White Zombie.
Oh, see, but 2 of those bands I
But you-
absolutely
but-
despise.
You have a good mix of a lot of these.
See, I despise the 9 Inch Nails and I despise Tool. I respect
Ooh.
Maynard's ability. I just don't like his music. And as for
I
Trent
love
Reznor, I cannot stand him whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah, Trent Reznor, Eddie Vedder, and the guy from Creed, Scott Stapp. Can't stand him.
I don't
can't stand him
recognize like a third of these bands.
I don't either. I mean,
And
you
I
wanna be
wouldn't say
logical?
I wouldn't say I fit fully into any of these in any regard. Back in high school, it would have been 6.
yeah. I'm untied between 6 and 8. Manson and Tool kind of ruin it for me.
See, to me, Marilyn Manson had one song that I really, really liked, and that was about it.
Yeah. I mean, there was a house with Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Nirvana.
See, in
STP
8,
Pumpkins.
I only like Tool. Like I like
Really?
some Korn, but not much.
Yeah,
I like
I'm-
some
I'm-
Rage, but not much. It's like I like a few Rage songs.
Yeah, Rage
And
has
I can
Rage has
tolerate
some
the
good
rest
stuff.
of it.
Korn's got
I
some
like
good
a
stuff.
few Korn songs. I could tolerate the rest. I don't like White Zombie. I don't like Marilyn Manson. I don't like 9 Inch Nails. Like, and then I love Tool, but
Rage Against the
they have some
Machine's
weird
probably
shit
one
that
of
I'm never gonna actually listen to either.
Korn
Are
is
you
per-
living with the people or are you listening to their songs?
If
what do
I
you
have to
mean?
live with these people, I reject all of these.
Yes, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, House 10's correct.
See, I listen to a lot more like EDM shit nowadays.
All right, so I'm getting a little annoyed here because I'm almost at the end of box number 3, and I haven't seen a Dragapult V or a Dragapult V Max.
The pull rate is 1 in every 6 boxes for Dragapult pieces, is what I heard.
What?
I had 40
Drag-
packs and I pulled 3 different pieces.
Wow. I'm wrong then.
You're always wrong about things like this, Kenny. You just hear someone complain about they opened a bunch of these boxes and only found one thing, and you report that as if it's fact.
Right.
This is a very true Kenny.
That is Kenny in a nutshell.
If I were to do that with my experience on some of these boxes, Phantom Forces, the pull rates on Mega Gengars was 1 in 3 cases. But
Yes.
that's not the point, because I know it wasn't.
I mean, I wasn't wrong at Collinsville when I said Cutter Tap was playing the Jonathan's Cramorant thing.
No, but that was that was you seeing them doing something and reporting it. That like they were actively
Yes.
doing it, not some subjective information that you just start shouting out.
Correct.
I
So-
think Kenny was right actually one time, like a long time ago. I don't remember what it was about, but I remember being right one time.
Wow.
That was the most helpful comment ever. Thank you for that, Mike.
I feel so honored.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That is correct. All right, no last pack magic on that box. So now we break into the next box, the last box.
Wait. Crap. I lost my Wasn't I right about Cryogonal and ADP, though?
I don't remember who brought
Okay.
that up first.
You saying things about what is good in a deck is different than you trying to say the pull rates of cards in sets.
Zacians are 1 in 1,000 packs. Changed my mind.
I mean, that's how it felt for me.
Disagree with that.
I totally feel that way.
I pulled 2 in 2 boxes and some packs from a tournament.
And
Yeah,
my
I
name is
pulled a
Ken.
grand
What's
total
your
of
point?
0.
I saw 8 boxes worth of cards he pulled, and then 1 Zacian was out of there. And I saw another guy open 1 box and get a full art into secret rare Zacian. And that's all 9
Somebody
of the
said.
boxes I've seen pulled.
Somebody said in the comments, we now need a 1 in 6 emote. This guy's good.
I don't think you can have channel emotes until you're an affiliate.
All the more reason all y'all need to start following and liking and doing all that good stuff.
I
Oh, shit.
already do that shit. Why do you think I'm watching the stream? I know nothing of these cards, and I wasn't even gonna be here. But you started streaming, so I just hopped in, and I've been a viewer most of this time.
It's like you're like our radio partner and you had the day off, but you came in to work on your day off anyway.
Oh, kind of.
You got another Intellion V full art.
I haven't worked since March 20th.
I haven't either.
Well, I'll tell you guys, depending on the work that you do, you're either in for a complete and utter shit show, or you're just going to go back and things are going to be normal.
I work with the automotive industry, so I'm in for a shit show.
You're in for a shit show. And you guys might be getting started back up here soon too, because they're the governor allowed the auto manufacturers to get back up and running in a couple of weeks here.
It'll depend on what all they do and what all they want from me.
I might be going back to work because they're allowing restaurants to be open as long as waiters wear masks.
Well, that's good.
Are they allowing people to eat inside the restaurants?
Reduced
Yes,
capacity?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's terrible. They still. I don't think they should start doing that yet.
No.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean,
Some
I
of the
saw
manufacturing stuff, I get. Like, I could go back to work. We don't have that many people that work in the warehouse, and I drive a high-low, so like as long as we're wearing masks, we're reasonably safe. But
I saw something where somebody was denied access into a Dollar General in Flint, and when she went back to their house, said that she got disrespected, and her husband and son shot that dude dead right outside.
They
I
sure
know.
did,
So-
and they're looking for 2 of them right now.
So it's like
they
it's
only
still
got
kind
the
of
woman. They're
scary.
looking for the boyfriend and the son, I believe. The boyfriend and
Yeah.
father.
Boyfriend and father, yes.
The boyfriend was the one that actually shot him, but they caught the girl.
They caught her right
Yeah.
away.
That's why, like, I feel like restaurants should not be open because it only takes one crazy person to tell them you can't come and sit down for them to just come back with a gun.
Well, just also think about
the
this.
biggest
In the last
problem
couple of
is-
days,
The biggest problem is that you can't eat with a mask on,
correct.
and the random crazies that are going to go into the restaurant are going to be the ones that are sick, or there could be ones that are sick, and now they're spreading shit because they can't wear a mask because they're eating.
Yeah, and think about it. Just in the last couple of days, there was a gentleman downriver in Allen Park or Wyandotte, I can't remember where, who twice got himself into a hospital just so he could curse at healthcare workers and then try to sneeze and lick them. There was
I hate that.
There was a lady over closer to me over at 11 Mile and Harper that apparently actually ran for mayor of Roseville a couple of years ago, that decided to sneeze and spit all over cops in the fruit market. And then there was another gentleman, I want to say more the like northern Oakland County area, that was doing something similar to that too. Oh wait, there was the guy that used some lady's sleeve as his mask for a while.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like-
I saw that.
It's just like, I understand that this is a weird time and everything, but it's like, you can't behave like that.
So someone in the comments said, "Can't have chips and guacs. You get the Glock."
Oh god, I wish I was a mod so I could time him out for his cheesy ass joke.
That's awesome. That's creative. I like it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, it's getting warm in here.
I
I'll start
love you,
moving quicker.
Mark.
I got the window closed and the doors closed to keep the cat out because, my lord, he'd be destroying things right now. Oh man,
That's good. That one was good.
I like it. That'd be like a trash talk line out of like a scary movie.
No, that's like playground insults at fucking Billy Madison could make up.
Right?
Stop staring at me, Swan.
That sounds like an opener for like The Rock. That's just The Rock and Gibson Lock.
That is correct.
We got another Phalanx V. I think that's 3 of them now.
Yes, one more.
One more. We got a playset, boys.
I have so much
Wait.
hope in that card.
So this is last box.
This is last box.
Uh-oh, no draggies.
No draggies. We got the one foil Dragapult, but that's it.
If you
How
pull
did you-
4th Phalanx, if you send me all 4 Phalanx, I'll send you 1 VMAX.
I mean, VMAXs are 18. 4 Phalanx would be about 12.
I like my Phalanx. I'm just gonna like walk around the tournament playing Phalanx and just yelling, "This is Sparta," and like kicking people off their chairs.
And you gotta pull out that George counter so people are like, shit, bro. It's Passimian all over again.
That's right.
Was that his favorite deck?
I
know
don't
he
think that was
played
his
a lot.
favorite deck. That was just the deck that he definitely enjoyed playing that deck a whole heck of a lot. I played so many games against Passimian. I wanted to be popular just because I knew that I knew how to play the matchups at all times.
But it just
You
wasn't
like
that
playing
good.
Sylveon GX.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I knew how to play against Sylveon too.
That's the one time I played against him, and I was still close.
Yeah, George likes
You
to
get your ass
play.
kicked.
George likes to play George decks,
Half the time they worked.
and the other half the time they did nothing.
Oh, yes.
My
That's a
personal
5%
favorite.
that could-
It was I want to say it was a cup in Lansing. Him and Georgie came. No, it was shoot, it might have been. I think it was a cup down. He was playing Giratina Vileplume.
Oh, I
X
remember that one.
And I was playing Mega Manetric, and I just rolled him because he never got to attack. He never got the Vileplume down, and then he never got to attack. So I just literally sat there with Manetric all day, Assault Laser, Assault Laser, Assault Laser. And I was able to throw the jamming net, not the jamming net, head ringer onto his Tina EX. So I was doing the extra damage for Assault Laser. It was a good time. It
Disgusting.
was a good time.
Yeah. He also played Pangoro when Furious Fist dropped to try and make it broken.
Oh yeah,
Either.
that didn't work out too good.
No. He also had his stories and what he did were so funny.
Oh yeah, everything was an adventure. Listen, like, I don't know how much you guys know, but like, because George's shop was like right up the street from work, so there'd be like 2-3 times a week at times where I'd just go and hang out there until like he's like, "Hey, I gotta kick you out. I'm closing. I gotta go home." So, got to hang out with George a lot.
I told my mom the hotel story with the toilet problem, and
No, that wasn't
she
a problem.
laughed.
That was only a problem for Pearson. Hey, we got a 4th Colossal. Now we're
I need-
cooking.
I need to know the story, but not right now.
Yeah, that is not something for on the air consumption. That is definitely for off the air consumption. Oof.
It's so funny, Mike.
It's hilarious. It might be one of my all-time favorite stories, just ever. It's that good. Ooh, check that one out. Got the Rainbow Malamar VMAX. It's good stuff. So we got a Florida regular and a secret rare already in this box. Still no draggies.
Colossal's getting some love in the chat from Toasty Cheese.
Colossal's awesome, man. That card, you get 2 different energies and attach them any way you want. Yes, please.
Sandaconda. Bro, give me all those Clefable.
Yeah, I did pull a few Clefables, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yo, what's up, JT Sings? Oh, it's Joe Turrentine. What's up, Joe Turrentine?
I'm like getting a sweat on in here. I don't know why it's so warm in here. Maybe my girlfriend turned the heat up and is trying to like tell me, hey, wrap it up.
What's your
Get the
fire
bread.
poles in this fire stream?
I say I'm pulling fire. I'm pulling everything but Dragon Bolt V and Dragon Bolt V Max. But I think I've pulled at least one of everything else.
I think it's a sign telling you not to play that deck.
Well, I mean, I didn't pull any Zacians either.
That was a sign not to play the deck.
It might have been. But I'm still gonna do it anyway, just to be a dick. Nope,
It's
that's
your
good.
money. I don't
I like-
care.
Well, you
Like
know
how
me,
we were.
I gotta collect the set anyway, so.
I like how we
True.
were child the whole time, and then Brad came in, and then everybody and their mother started turning their language to PG-13.
Oh, this
Well,
because
that's
we
what
can just accentuate how bad of a human being Brad is.
I don't have a filter. I work in a warehouse and have for 9 years.
Are we saying that we're lowering ourselves to Brad?
No. I'm saying when Brad's around, we try to make ourselves look better, but we're still not that good.
Yeah,
All right,
you guys are
Who has-
horrible at it.
I think
Alright.
we're raising ourselves to Brad.
who has the longer ring finger?
What do you mean?
The who is the biggest power, or has the most power, or is the most dominant, has the bigger ring finger.
I thought something else was supposed to be bigger in that particular instance.
Oh. Maybe. Thank you, so.
No, your nose.
Oh, shit!
Alright, I'm hopping out. Have fun with the rest of this. I'll be in chat, but that's
But
about
I-
it.
But I was trying to tell Dallas to come
See ya,
in
Brad.
here for your dumb thick beard.
Well, we got another Pinchurin.
Alright,
Encouraging,
see you
right?
guys.
I think it's
Toasty
4
goes something
Pincurchins.
about the size of your. Toasty goes something about the size of your socks. Oh wait.
So that's a lot of Pincurchin. I think that's 3 or that might be 4 Pincurchins.
You're gonna get a ton of those in ice cues. Those have been popping up frequently because they were Japanese gym promos.
I think I've gotten.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Ice Cube V?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one yet.
Well, it's dependent.
According to Kenny stats, that is correct.
Damn. No, like straight up, that's what I've been like seeing recently at every single box, even with the ones like Tyler Odom was opening, because he bought a case and his whole case he got all ice cues, and then Dart got something and he got straight Pincurchins. So like from what I'm seeing, it could just be a case dependent thing. I don't know though.
That's a pretty good box. Reverse Horror, a Rillaboom V, a Sonya. That's a pretty good box. Or not
Is
box,
everyone
pack.
else? Hey Evan, are you ready for Broken Night March to come back?
You mean Lost March?
Night March.
So expanded.
Oh.
What
No.
are we doing that's making it broken?
Mad Party.
What's Mad Party?
Oh,
What am I
are we
missing?
gonna leave?
Oh, you haven't seen Mad Party yet?
Dude, I've been like work has been so nuts. I literally had to force myself to like stop doing things at 6 o'clock just so I could like eat, hang out with Sarah for a bit, and now I'm doing this.
All right, Mike. Do you want me to explain it to him, or do you want to?
We can't leak on the stream. The list.
I mean, I'm just gonna explain what Mad Party is. So Mad Party is essentially Night March with 4 more Pokemon. It has a Poltegeist, where you discard a Mad Party member from your hand, you draw 2 cards.
Okay.
And then the Bumblebee has 40 HP, free retreat, and for Twin Energy, you do 20 times the number of Pokemon in your discard pile that has Mad Party. There's Galarian, Mr. Rhyme, a Dedenne, a Poltegeist, a Bumblebee, and a Dedenne. Or did I say Dedenne twice?
I don't know, but keep going.
Dedenne, Poltegeist, Bumblebee, Mr. Rhyme, and I think that's it, because that's 16 pieces. Yeah. It's so busted. Like it had, and then there's a card called Lookalike Bell, where it's repeat ball, but only if the Pokemon's in your discard.
Interesting. That's for next set?
It's so good.
So you'd imagine I'm the guy to try to like really make that work.
Yeah, me and Mike have been working extensively on it for the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
and I think I have a pretty good like base.
Correct. Correct.
I'll leak it later because it's too many leaks.
Yeah. Let's just say it doesn't incorporate Flapple.
All right, so we're less than half the packs left in the fourth box.
Oh no. Can we get some Dragapult love in the chat?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean,
It's
there's a
a
reverse Dreepy. I mean, I guess that's something.
I just realized something. You haven't even hit a single Cinderace piece either.
No, I have
Like
not.
you've hit
No Cinderace,
the other
no
two
Dragon.
starters. You've hit the other two, but you haven't hit Cinderace. You haven't hit Dragapult. You haven't hit Ice Cube.
Nope, I have not hit either of those.
Interesting.
No,
Let's
but
get some Cinderace VMAX hype in the chat.
let's get any kind of hype for the stuff that I don't get. Because I don't want to buy them. I'd just rather just add to the stuff so I can play with it.
Channeling all the energy for a Pult. Thank you.
And we got another Valimar VMAX.
You pulled so many of those. Brad's
Yes.
literally gonna ask you for them.
That's 3 Mally VMAX.
You can also pull the gold Berserker and gold Frostmoth.
That is true. But I believe it's 1 in 2 cases.
Well, I got the gold Twin Energy, so I'm not going to get another gold card, am I?
I don't think so. I mean, you can get a hyper rare and a golden, so.
No, that's true.
Wait, did you buy a case and you're just saving 2 boxes, or?
No, I couldn't. The place that I buy them from online in Texas was out of everything, and they only had 2 packs of booster boxes remaining. So I'm like, I'm going to scoop those up real quick.
According to Brett Gurney, there's a store in Florida where they're going out of business, so the Rebel Clash booster boxes are like $60. But he never linked us.
That's busted.
That'd be
Can we
really
get
great.
the? If you send us the link, we'll give you the leaks.
A link for what? The booster boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just clean them out.
Bro, no leaks.
I'm just buying singles because Josh and I are pretty much committing to this season to travel. Whatever regionals that you guys don't go to, me and him are going to just travel everywhere.
Right.
Minus one of the ICs because I'm just, this is my last season playing for a little while.
Ice QV.
So-
Finally, we've hit a new card for the first time in a little while here.
Let's go!
Alright, so we got 210 HP. Its ability states whenever you attach a water energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, you heal 30 damage from it. Blizzard does 120 for 2 water and a colorless, and you do 10 bench damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I think it's just okay. Nothing too exciting there. Agreed?
What happened?
So I think Ice Q's just okay. Nothing too exciting about it.
I think it's okay in a Frostmoth box deck, but, it's nothing exciting. That HP kind of sucks.
Yeah, if we had a Dusknoir from Boundaries Crossed in the format, I'd be a little more excited about that because that's some good spread.
I'm
Okay.
actually an idiot because Toasty Cheese put HNNG in the chat, and then he put $60 Rebel Clash boxes, so I'm like, oh, that's probably a story. And then I look up the meaning, and it's just a noise or word that's used or someone is very, very, very desirable. So I have been fooled.
Yeah, that's alright. No big deal.
Correct, Kenny.
What?
So we got 6 packs left. We've got 7
You
hits
haven't
in the
hit-
box. No
You haven't hit a
Cinderace.
Galarian Weezing.
No Cinderace VMAX. No Dragapult.
Nope.
No Dragapult VMAX.
No Weezing.
No Weezings. Yes. I haven't pulled a single Galarian Weezing.
They trickered your...
Another pack, another nothing that I didn't already have. But another foil but another boss's orders, so that's always good. I think I got 3 or 4 of them now.
Yeah, you got 3. You got a full art and 2 hollows.
I think that's a 3rd hollow.
I think Evan's correct.
I don't
You
know,
just
they'll
go
start
against
looking
one
the
of
same
them.
after a little bit.
You just go against whatever I say anyways, Mike.
Yeah, so
mean, it's not a bad strategy. It seems to prove out right more often than not.
I mean, I'm usually right, so.
Alright, looks like we got 4 packs. Need some magic. Need some magic.
Mike, have you figured a way around my tech card in Sableye Flapple yet?
I'm not teching for stupid tech. You can just get the win.
And once
The
again,
match was
Mike is
so-
right.
All out teching for everything all the time.
Well, if a matchup is impossible, if the matchup is impossible to win,
And you have an opportunity to get it, and it possibly might be the most meta-defining deck that people will go to because it's cheap AF. Why wouldn't you tech for it?
Just take the L to it, because most of the time it's not going to be the BDIF.
Alright, you ready? Okay, so this is my philosophy. If you're teching for some like tier 2 deck, and it decreases your chances against a tier 1 deck, you gotta calculate your odds. Like, if you lose more often to the tier 2 deck, but you win more often against tier 1, because you have more consistency, is your win percentage higher?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I mean this with every bone in my body. I have no idea what you just said.
Okay. So like, if you're teching for a tier 2 deck to take out consistency, that could help you beat a tier 1 deck. Like, what's the point? If your win percentage is higher because you play against more tier 1 decks.
Sounds like you just want to clap with Mad Party.
Yeah, so if I have a super consistent deck that can beat all the tier 1 decks, and I'm not taking for any tier 2 decks.
I was testing it against Dracopult earlier, and it literally got clapped.
Alright,
SDG
boys.
says teching for table 500 decks. What a crazy meta.
I saw that.
Alright, so
The-
we're at our last pack. We've
Last
only got
pack
7.
net.
We've got 7 hits out of this box. We've hit 8, 9, and 9 hits in the previous boxes. So that tells me there's probably something in this pack. The question is it something I already have, or is it finally a Cinderace piece or a Dragapult piece?
I'm calling it. It's a Bolton.
It's a wish cache.
Damn.
Cinderace.
Let's see what we got.
Nathan, shut up.
Let's see what we got.
You don't know that.
Oh, we got a white card.
Oh,
Brad!
Brad!
This is when we need Brad.
Comments. The uncommons. Basic energy. The reverse.
Oh!
And Surfetch just the foil.
Oh!
Got hosed. It's all good though. Got some good pulls. Got some stuff. Alright, so let's review.
You have all these codes too.
Yeah, for those that there's a whole pile.
Oh, Surfetch.
Yeah, there's just a giant pile of stuff. Alright, so let's review real quick. Because there was a lot. There's a lot in this set.
There is.
So we got Boom,
A lot of it.
Toxicity,
So,
Phalanx, Pitchurtion, Mally, Melodic, Eldegoss, Bolton, Milo.
so there's an unpopular opinion that Joshua Sutherland and I have been like contemplating and saying for the past couple weeks since Rebel Clash actually dropped. Rebel Clash isn't actually a really good set. Like, we full-heartedly believe that the staples are extremely limited.
Okay, let's talk about that. That's an interesting concept to play around with. That is interesting.
So essentially what it is, it's with boss orders being a hollow rare, it's extremely hard to get, and they're only making profit off of most of it. That is going to be the number one staple card that every deck will essentially play, right?
Yes.
What other cards? Eldegoss is a maybe. Scoop Up Net is a maybe. Therefore, there is only technically one staple out of this set that goes in every single deck, which I was doing calculations a couple nights ago. Every set has at least had up to 2 to 3 staples, if not 4 per set,
that people play most commonly or are most commonly in top tier decks. Rebel Clash has had one of the weakest, but they did bring a lot of strong archetypes. So we can't look off of that and say it was a terrible, terrible set, but the sheer factor of the amount of staples that came out of it, it really wasn't a very productive set to move forward in the meta.
Okay, so if we're defining a staple as a card that is playable in every deck, or how are we defining it?
A card that's played in most every single tier 1 deck, or
Okay.
is played in
How
the
the heck did
majority
this
of
happen?
decks.
I pulled 3 Mali VMAXs and only 1 Mali V.
What? I thought you pulled more.
It's right there. Like,
I thought you pulled more.
nope, that's it.
You pulled a ton of Inteleon, though.
Yeah, there's
pink
3
cards.
Inteleon V and 2 VMAX. There's 3 Pinch Urchins, 3 Phalanx, 2 Eldegoss, 1 Melodic, 2 different Sanacondas, and 9 Tails. I didn't get a Toxicity V. I only got the VMAX.
So, what are the top 3 decks pre Rebel Clash?
Pre-Rebel Clash?
ADPZ Spiritomb, and
Yes.
Mew 3 Mali.
No.
Yes, absolutely. Look at the limitless qualifiers.
Yeah. So I would argue Mew 3 Mali, Bayou Blowns, and ADP variants.
Yes, okay, that's fair. Absolutely.
Do you think that Rebel Clash will change any of that?
Probably not.
Negative.
Okay, so it's not a good set.
ADPZ Spiritomb gets stronger because you now add Dragapult into the equation. So that makes Spiritomb much, much better. Because they can just drop a Jinx, drop a Spiritomb out of absolutely nowhere. Just go Ominous Posture, Building Spite, Rainbow Energy, Malolana into the Spiritomb, Hustle Belt, and kill that Dragapult for 4 prize cards.
Well, I don't think Dragapult's a top 3 deck.
I don't either, but like people are gonna try to outplay it, or they're gonna try to counter it to beat it. So that's where like it comes into play with me reinstating myself on it being a mediocre set to even bad set, because Dragapult, probably one of the best cards, undeniably in the set, can just be easily countered or easily beaten depending on what variant of decks that you do play. Milotic can't beat it. Inteleon probably can't beat it. Malamar VMAX probably still dies to it. Rillaboom, Cinderace, Phalanx, all of those die. So it comes back to it of all the older decks come back. They gain new tools, such as Boss Command and Eldegoss.
Those are
What out
definitely...
of Rebel Clash stops, helps Dragapult at all? Nothing.
Like, I don't see Dragapult if it becomes top 3. I think everyone will just play ADP/Spiritomb. And I don't think
I'll
you
just
can
play-
ever beat that.
I'll just play straight Spiritomb. Screw that.
Or any kind of Spiritomb. So, like, I think
Stunfisk
Dragapult will
Spiritomb.
be outside of the top 3.
What are Psychic types weak to now?
Depends on what they are.
Psychic and Dark.
Okay.
If it's a fairy type Pokemon in the game, it's weak to Steel. Otherwise, it's Dark.
No, I thought they simplified that. I thought it doesn't matter like what typing they are. It's just like Grass is weak to Fire straight up. Fighting is weak to Psychic straight up. Lightning is always weak to Fighting, etc., etc.
Oh, let me look. Sinistry is weak to Dark. Poltergeist is weak.
While Kenny looks that up, I just want to give a F in the chat to Mine Bulldog. He said he pulled 4 VMAX and 1 V out of 1 case.
You realize that's Nathan Elson's son, right?
Yes, aka Nathan Elson's son. F in
Okay,
chat, please.
so Evan, I'm looking at this right now.
Okay.
The Sinistry from Sword and Shield is weak to Dark, but if you look at the Clefable, it's weak to Steel.
Okay. Okay, so maybe that still does matter. I know that they simplified it a little bit, but what they're going to try to do, and they're not going to do it right now, but probably in the next. So what they do with sets is they like released like chunks of mechanics, right? So like in Black
Yeah.
and White, we had the reintroduction of EX Pokemon, and then they introduced the Plasma as well as the Ace Specs. So when we get into the next mechanic block that they're going to introduce here, they're going to simplify the typing completely. Like, because they already eliminated Dragon, they've eliminated Fairy. They're going to water it down even further by limiting the number of type weaknesses that exist within the game. I just have this feeling that they're trying to make the game simpler again, and I'm not entirely sure why, because the game has never been more popular than it is right now.
I also have a feeling that they're gonna probably reset sometime soon. Like they're gonna reset the HP cap after
after this all blows over. 'Cause,
Oh, they
like,
might just do the Diamond Pearl, like just complete blow it up and start fresh.
Yeah.
That'd be
Like,
interesting.
it wouldn't
I'd be
the
game for
craziest
that.
thing. I would be too. The park creep is so stupid. That's why Jay Witz quit. Are you kidding me?
No, he quit because him and Nintendo and Pokemon had a lot of bad things to say about each other.
Oh.
There's a whole lot there that nobody will ever know except for him and some lawyers.
No leaks on that.
Like that's all I know about it, but I'm like, there's a lot that can be inferred, but I would guess that most of it is straight up lawyers and issues with things that he's probably said in social media and such about Pokemon, Nintendo, and such.
I'd imagine. I mean, he still streams. That's what's fun.
Yeah, and he gets paid to do it. He makes decent money. He can make a living doing it. I mean, good for him. More power to him. I mean, if we could all stay home all day, playing video games all day, and get paid for it, wouldn't we all probably be into that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would be. I mean, hell, the 6 weeks or so that I wasn't at work, that's pretty much all I was doing, was hanging out here, playing video games. I beat like 9 different video games in 6 weeks. It's pretty sweet.
Correct.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we call it a night and I get out of this room so I can actually breathe again?
I'm right about everything meta-wise. Contact me at Kenny Pagla for post-rotation decks. I'm coaching for $0 an hour currently.
This seems like a poor marketing strategy, but hey, Mike, you got hey, Mike, you got anything to say before we sign off?
I'm interested if this set like changes the meta that much. That's all I have to think about.
I think I tend to agree with that. I think it's given some old decks some new tools, and I think what it's done is it's laid roots for the next for the rotation. So like you can see the archetypes: Toxicity, Rillaboom, Malamar. Like we all know these are pretty solid cards. We can see how the roots are being laid down.
Yes.
Hey Josh, you got anything to say before we take off?
Shout out to my team, Team Tundra, and shout out to my other team, Nightwatch Gaming. Gus out.
Right on. All right, so we're going to wrap it up there. This video will get loaded up to YouTube at some point in time here in the near future. Just got to edit out that little bit in the beginning where I was trying to tell everybody what the heck to do. Other than that, I'm Evan from Orange Dragon Gaming. We got also here with Kenny and Mike from Orange Dragon Gaming and Joshua Sutherland from Nightwatch Gaming and Team Tundra. Or Tundra Gaming, whatever Josh just said. My apologies.
It was Team Tundra.
Team Tundra? Okay. We're signing off, and we'll catch everybody next time.